The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Welcome, Feel Good Friday, November 14th. This is the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat here at his desk in Indy. He's in Pittsburgh. Huge matchup, boys. Football! It's what we're all talking about. Last night, obviously, the New England Patriots take on the New York Jets. The Patriots get a nice, decisive victory. 13 points, I believe. Is that right, boys? Mm-hmm. And the line was, 12 and a half? Funny how that seems to play a factor. Those guys seem to always know what's going on when it comes to the sports world. Drake May, another solid performance. Travion Henderson, 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable as a rookie, stepping in, playing well. Boston Connor especially. You guys feeling pretty damn good about yourselves, aren't you?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I have a shitting grin on my face for a long, long time. It was a hell of a night. Could have been a little more dominant, but hey, it's a win. You go from 8-2 to 9-2. That's the only thing that matters. It
is a win. Pat, what's going on, man? I know you got a nice, beautiful setup over there at Acrisure Stadium, buddy.
AJ, I appreciate that. Every time I bring you onto the show, I let the world know you're a college football national champion, you're a Super Bowl champion, you're a Ryder Cup winner. I appreciate you just saying, hell with it. Pat, you're standing somewhere. That is incredible. I appreciate you, AJ. You're the greatest. Thank you for traveling to Indiana. You look good, brother. Yeah. You look very jacked. You're the best. Now, the Talks of Tables, Boston Connor is obviously very excited. That New England Patriots team was able to say hello to the world last night, and I don't think it was just the boys on the field. Now, obviously, that's a talented young bunch. I mean, Trace Vion Henderson going for 3 touchdowns, and them being behind the left side of that offensive line, which is a rookie left tackle and a rookie left guard and a rookie running back running it in from the handoff of a second-year quarterback. It's like all the pillar positions are seemingly up and to the right for a long, long time. And then you think about Mike Vrabel being the perfect supreme commander of this team. It felt like we've watched it all season through Connor's eyes. When we're watching the Colts games and Connor's down there wearing his Patriots gear in the Indianapolis Colts Stadium, and he's watching the game behind us. We hear him losing his mind to the team. Not just this year, but in years past as well. This year felt different from the beginning. It felt like Mike Vrabel had the boys ready to roll. And they talked all night about how, hey, there's a lot of first times happening for a lot of guys on the Patriots. And Mike Vrabel might be the perfect guy to lead them. He's one of the coaches who feels like he's still in the locker room. He's the alpha of the locker room. After the game, as the tunnel was kind of there, all Vrabel's doing is dapping up literally every single human as they come back into the locker room. He clearly has a personal connection with everybody. And I think Drake May is special. I think I'm not the only one saying that. Obviously, he's the odds-on favorite for an MVP. And not only does he, I think in the first half, he was like 14 of 16. I think he damn near had a perfect first half. And it's like he's in his first year with Josh McDaniels. He's only going to get better. But every decision he makes is seemingly right. Everybody was worried about his fundamentals and his technique, that new ball whenever he was coming out of UNC because he's a freak athlete. Well, turns out if you work on it and you're really, really athletic, you can figure it out while also having the ability to extend plays. That play obviously spectacular. There was one to the right where he's almost out of bounds and he shot puts it to Stephon Diggs for a first down, and it's like the shot put even had a perfect spiral on it somehow. So this dude is only going to get better somehow, and this Patriots team is special. And Connor, I appreciated the fact that the New Englanders were able to celebrate that thing. That was late in the game. We all kind of knew it was over, and that place was filled to the gills. I love the Patriots fans are able to remind everybody, we still got it, and yeah, we're back. Is that how you felt watching the game, Connor? And obviously, now looking back on it, we should have sent your ass to this game. I apologize for not thinking about that earlier.
I do not apologize. The Jets are not worth my time. But yes, that is exactly how I think everybody feels in New England. The team being all the way back is one thing, but the fans being all the way back is a whole nother thing. I mean, look at these throws. If you look up in the stands, everyone's standing as well. They're not just sitting there to, watch the game. They're there to be a part of the game. And I think that is a big thing in New England sports. They want the home field advantage across all four of the major sports, but especially football, because football, it just means more. You mentioned all the young guys and how awesome it is. I think the left guard, Jared Wilson, rookie from Georgia, shout out Kirby Smart, Bloody Tuesdays. He had like a perfect, all the stats people, perfect, whatever the hell you want to call it, pass protection, run blocking, the whole 9 yards. Will Campbell, I mean, they did a spotlight on Will Campbell versus Will McDonald, and Will McDonald's a great player. I believe he ended up getting a sack, actually, but Will Campbell held his own, and that was a huge thing, not just against the Jets, just all season long. And then he buries Michael Clemens. It's after this on a little swim move from Michael Clemens, who I believe is a vet. We saw him walking in with a bat and spikes around it when Aaron Rodgers was playing with the Jets. So it's not as if he's just some guy. He's a bit of a dog, but Will Campbell is a bigger dog. And the post-game, first of all, Amazon has the best pre-game, halftime, and post-game show in the business by far. But
I agree, by the way. I agree. Yeah. They're worth watching, I think.
Yeah. Yes, they're worth staying up for, like, both with the players, but they also just do stuff that you don't think about. Now, bringing a Ryan Fitzpatrick in from New York when there's probably 2,000 different Ryan Fitzmagics littered throughout Massachusetts, what are you going to do? But still hilarious that they did that in that postgame, though. They asked May about Mike Vrabel and everything he means to him. And, May talks about how he helps me. He's coaching me on the sideline, not just with throwing the ball, but with everything it takes to be a quarterback. And May says in it, too, like, yeah, I'm taking the next 3 days off. I'm not going to be there till Monday. And Vrabel actually talked about, too, hey, look, I'm 50. These guys I'm coaching, you mentioned it, Pat, they're rookies. They're 21, 22, 23. My youngest son is 23. So it does feel almost like a fatherly supreme leader to what you said. And to what Drake May mentioned about not being there, for 3 straight days, I was kind of like, all right, well, don't love that, Drake. It's cool we're 9-2, but you can easily still finish 9-8. It is the NFL. But then Mike Vrabel had this to say in the locker room after the victory.
Listen to me. I want to recognize a couple of things. Okay, so we're giving one clap. Pile push, touchdown. Yeah! And then the last one is 4th down and 3, Del Pettis stab. And I would say you could file Dell under the guys that just take advantage of their opportunities. Okay, I would file Dell under a guy that takes advantage of his opportunities, so we know what that leads to. Okay, more opportunities. Fellas, let me just tell you real quick one thing. After 11 games, we got 3 days off. Okay, when we got here, okay, we wanted to put a program together for you. Okay, and that's not just me and the coaching staff or the players. Okay, that's everybody in this building. Okay, so before you leave here, okay, with the treatment and the equipment and the video and everybody around us, okay, I'm thanking you for where we're at right now. Okay, we all got a long way to go, okay, and you guys are going to help us get there, okay, together. But that was the plan. Not just the players, not just the coaches, the entire program. Okay, everything we do, okay, we're doing to help you, to go out there and make plays, to perform, and to ultimately win. Okay, I'm proud to be your coach, and I appreciate how hard you play. Okay, but I'm also going to enjoy a couple days away from you.
Now enjoy some work for this now, man. Be safe. See y'all boys on Monday. Love you guys, man. Hey, pass on me. Pass on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pass.
Just immaculate.
I love that. Pats on me. I love that. Pats on me. Pats on 3. And I appreciate the fact that they've had a long road here to start this season. So these 3 days, I think Vrabel also, AJ, is maybe showing these guys how to be pros. Like, hey, we have a Thursday night game. If you want to take the next couple of days off, it's the middle of the season. We've had a long run thus far. You could certainly do that. I'm going to get the hell away from you. Now, there's going to be work put in, though, because I think that's a team that they're building. I just appreciate his leadership, and I appreciate the buy-in that we see seemingly from everywhere Vrabel is, AJ.
Yeah, well, I mean, for young people that might not know of Vrabel as a player in New England, like, he was an unbelievable player. We know that. But could there be a better fit for a head coach of a franchise when you think of the NFL? When you think of Mike Vrabel, like the fact that he's there and that they were able, they had Mayo for a year. Obviously, it didn't really work how they planned. And to bring him in, it's like such a seamless transition. Are things going too well for the Patriots? Guys like Boston Connor getting nervous, you think?
No, I don't know if things are going too well. I think they're only going to get better, and I think that's the fear of every other team, that the evil empire is back up
Are these
there
Patriots, Pat, sorry
England?
to cut you off, are these Patriots easier to root for maybe than the old Patriots, though? Or is this a team where, I guess, nationwide, not just in Boston?
Well, so I think Tom Brady did a little bit of a babyface play, right? Tom Brady, whenever he kind of retired, did a little bit of a babyface play because he was out of the evil empire. I think we saw them fail a little bit. We saw Boston people, Massachusetts people, Revolution Region people kind of have to go through it a little bit in football, turn their attention to basketball again. Yeah, we got Celtics that most time. So,
Yep.
Whatever the case is. So I think we all got to experience that. And then we watched with Gerard Mayo. And I think, not a lot of people thought Drake May was going to be good. So it feels like Drake May is maybe an underdog story. We saw Vrabel get fired from the Titans. I think we all think the Titans are stupid for that. Everybody kind of agreed with that. So it's almost a couple redemption stories for some people that I think we're naturally going to get behind. But if the Patriots win a couple times here now, they start making some real runs, which looks like they're going to, everybody will hate them again. I think that is very clear. And I think that's what you heard from one half of the Hammer
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. Is that what your takeaway is, that you like the Patriots right now and you're planning on hating them, or that they're all the way back and they're going to be a part of the picture and people are going to inevitably hate them again?
Correct. The latter of those situations, and it's strictly because it's not the people, because Vrabes is awesome. Absolutely love Mike Vrabel. Drake May's awesome. Travion Henderson's awesome. Will Campbell's awesome. Everyone on the team is awesome, but the colors and the team, and you can't like or root for a team that's already won 6 Super Bowls in the last 25 years. Like, that's just not something you can do if you are a football fan of another team. Like, we can't like them, okay? Please. The people on there, awesome. You can root for them individually, but as a team, you cannot root for them.
The Patriots, though, seemingly likable.
Yeah,
very much so.
I don't want to burst the old "let's hate them" bubble, because I would certainly see how that would make sense. But even Travion Henderson, I heard him talk after the game. First time I've ever heard him speak. Did you know that? He's maybe the most humble person I've heard talk.
Oh, yeah.
Drake May speaks, most humble person that you hear speak from a quarterback, especially one who's the odds-on favorite to win the MVP at this point of the season in his second year. Even coming out of college, it's like youngest of 3 brothers, younger brother kind of beat down. I don't think he's ever going to become some arrogant prick. I don't think that's ever going to take place. And then Vrabel is a guy that I think we all believe we'd like to have a beer or whiskey or maybe smoke a cig or maybe an entire tin of Coke with. Like that. I do think it is a very like crew. And then Stephon Diggs even. I think Stephon Diggs, because of everything that has kind of happened in the past, there's maybe one belief about him. And he's in a very, very, very loud relationship. Congrats to them, I think.
Yeah.
Congrats to them having a baby. And both of them, obviously, publicly, relationships and personal lives have been documented. They seemingly are having a good time together. And anytime 2 people find love and happiness together, we are happy for them. So congrats to them on doing that. But Stephon Diggs buying into this team completely. Like, there's never any shit. And last night he goes for 100 and some yards on 9 catches. It's like Drake May understands who Stephon Diggs is. People are saying that Stephon Diggs is back to being the Stephon Diggs that you thought he was going to be on the field. And it's like with Vrabel, it feels like you have a guy that Stephon Diggs, probably respects, I think. So, I think there's a chance that it all just kind of goes very swimmingly for them. They even have their own handshake. We even do our own handshake. They went backhand there. I don't know if you saw that. He did slap, hug with everybody else, literally everybody else, including equipment staff. With Stephon Diggs, they go back, a little sauce on that thing, backhand on that. So it's like when you talk about like chemistry, superstars to brand new guys, everybody's bought in. It's like, here's Stephon Force's stats, by the way. I mean, Hembo sent over some stats. I just saw these down on the thing. Stephon Diggs, force multiplier. 2019, 2020 Bills scoring offense went from 23rd to 2nd whenever he arrived. Allen's QBR rank went from 24th to 3rd, with his arrival. Now, granted, Josh Allen got a lot better in the offseason. He didn't have a lot of accuracy, deep balls. Stephon Diggs certainly helped that. Now, 2024 to 2025 Patriots scoring offense goes from 30th to 8th, and May QBR goes from 17th to 4th. Once again, Drake May put in a lot of work. Josh McDaniels, we assume, is a much better offensive coordinator, but Stephon Diggs comes in and helps a lot. And I think they respect and appreciate him. So hopefully there's not the other side of the entire thing, right, Con man? That's kind of the hope in this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that just goes back to Vrabel. Stephon Diggs isn't on the signing was 3 years, $60 million, but that's not how the contract was laid out. It was a prove-it deal. It was more so like a 1 year, $14 million deal. Hey, let's see if you can earn all that money. And he did. He earned everything that, he is going to get because of, what Mike Vrabel is able to get him to buy into. I believe there was a report that Diggs actually chose the Patriots over the Broncos in this offseason, which to me is a massive deal because going into the season, everyone was kind of aware the Broncos with Sean Payton, that offense was going to get it done. It's nice that Vrabel was able to kind of open Stephon Diggs' eyes to how much better Drake May is than Bo Nix. But that's the biggest deal for me is that just Diggs is one of those players that had this reputation of being a diva, of being a wide receiver, and you're still getting it. For me, I'm still getting it on the internet. Well, just wait, when it's week 15 or it's the playoffs and he only has 2 catches. No, that is not how Mike Vrabel operates, and I think Stephon Diggs understands that, and he also knows that at this point in his career, he's being called the diva, the receiver, the prima donna, all those things. So the biggest thing for him is winning, is kind of proving to basically everybody else that he's not just, hey, if I don't get my catches, if I don't get my touches, I'm going to be pissed off. It is about winning for Stephon Diggs, and that's showing up right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, AJ, there's a tough offense on the other side. No, hey, they walk right down the field.
Yeah.
Hey, they walk right down the field whenever they get the ball. 7-0 New York Jets. Hold the phone. I heard Con Man say earlier today, is there a prop bet for them to have negative offensive rushing or negative offensive yards as a whole? They start the game, walk right down the field, score a touchdown, hold the phone. Maybe the Jets are going to be dynamic. Maybe the Jets are going to spoil this New England Patriots primetime hello to the world that we are once again the team in the NFL. That's what I thought there early, and I'm like, I should have known. We were way too loud. We were way too loud. Way too loud about the Patriots just beating hell. And then the game ends. Patriots cover, the under hits, and the other team is now on a rate that would be historically terrible. So when you think about what's going on with the New York Football Jets, okay, they're averaging a league low 139.9 passing yards per game. That'd be the lowest in the NFL since the 2022 Bears. 130.5 was worse. Justin Fields quarterback. So I like Justin Fields. I don't want to bury Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not going to bury Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. Great athlete, good dude, works hard. They told Aaron Rodgers, get the fuck out of here. Okay, that's what they told Aaron Rodgers to do. Now, I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is going to win the MVP this year, but they, in their mind, were moving on to a new quarterback. Quarterback's the most important position. They seemingly, without even having a conversation with Aaron Rodgers, they had made up their mind, we're getting him the hell out of here. Yep. What are you going to do at quarterback? Well, we'll get somebody better, for sure. We'll definitely do that. Then there was multiple quarterbacks that were available this offseason. Obviously, we saw some moves happen and some OGs go take places. Joe Flacco is just kind of hanging out, too, potentially available wherever you're talking at. So whenever you think about what they did, they made a decision on a quarterback. They paid Justin Fields $30 million. They outbid the Pittsburgh Steelers on Justin Fields, and they've already, this is going to be their quarterback. So the conversation now is like, well, the Jets have all these picks, and they're going to be able to rebuild this, and they get rid of, the old money, and now they'll have new money. It's like, who says that these people are making the right decisions in the most important part? Ty, how am I judging that way too harshly? Because I think we were just so close to the story with Aaron coming on saying, I fly 4.5 hours to this meeting. Like the way Aaron talked about this, Aaron was cool with whatever, would have stayed there. I'm not saying they should have kept him. We were very okay with them moving on. But just like they seemingly made a decision, we're getting a new quarterback, and they chose Justin Fields to be the quarterback, and now it's going how it's going. So who says that they're going to be able to just choose the right one? I think that's a much harder decision than many people are talking about, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think they actually, we talked about this at the start of the season. It kind of came from the Jets building and then from a lot of people who were talking about the Jets as a whole. Like, the primer was basically, hey, we're going to have to play really good defense. We're going to have to run the ball, and we can't turn the ball over. Like, they knew Justin Fields wasn't going to be a guy who was going to throw for a bunch of yards and throw a lot of touchdowns. And in the NFL now, like that is not a formula you can't throw for 138 yards a game and win. You just can't. And he's obviously dynamic, what he can do with his legs. And I don't know if you need to go to, hey, can you imagine maybe this guy takes an offseason and tries to be like a receiver or something, because when he does have the ball in his hands, he's electric. But to your point, like, does it matter how many? I mean, we were talking about this a little bit out there, and it's just like, do you think any of these guys that we see in this upcoming draft class, or you can even do the next one, are you confident in if the Jets were to take one of those guys, that who they have in place is going to be able to get that guy to a point where they can restore the franchise to where it was, 25, 30 years ago? Like, I don't think you can make that case right now. It seems like no matter who they get in there, they are doomed to fail.
Yeah, and evaluation, I think, is a big piece of building your team, especially if you're planning on rebuilding your entire team. And I'm just saying there's been a couple of decisions we've already seen them make that seemingly not going the best. You know, there is, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for the Jets for the future, because I believe in Aaron Glenn. Mr. Muji, okay, I assume he's going to do a great name. I mean, Muji is a great name. And he can certainly get bougie with Muji, but it's like, we're going to find out. And this is the same way I was talking about Gutekunst, when I'm like, we're going to find out. When he hadn't made a lot of decisions, he decided to move on from Aaron. So this is not me just talking in a new fashion. It's just like, what do we know about this team? What do we know about this franchise? What do we know about this organization? Well, we know before these guys, not good. And with these guys, we're assuming going to be good just strictly because we believe in Aaron Glenn? Is that kind of why? Because I believe in Aaron Glenn? Is that why we're kind of believing in the right decisions being made? We see bad decisions made all the time, AJ. Like, in the NFL, there's bad decisions made all the time.
Every single day.
And what if it happens again for the Jets?
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
God,
if you don't evaluate, if you don't, you can build up all these picks you want. If you don't bring in the right people, like you continue to set your whole franchise back another year. Like, it's just, they got to figure something out pretty quick, I feel like.
They're paying him $20 million this year, $10 million guaranteed next year, $30 million in total to be the quarterback for the Jets. And maybe they were just kind of looking to next year, and they have good eyes, we've been told, and they'll be able to find a talent that maybe we can't. Speaking of the talent, we are standing in a state. I am standing in a stadium here that has obviously held a lot of talent on this ass grass field down here. Now, I will say the grass field down here looks spectacular. I think the spray painters were probably out all night last night. But on that note, this place is going to be electrifying tomorrow. And Connor, don't you have some stats on Pitt football's history here as we get set up with the man that's been leading it for now 11 seasons at this point? Con, man, this University of Pittsburgh, although, hasn't hosted College Game Day on a Saturday for 20 years, and although they haven't, maybe been in the national championship game in the last long time, they create legends around here, and they have won national championships here, and it feels like there's a little special thing brewing with this new QB. Conman, tell the people a little bit about the University of Pittsburgh football program, can you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Pitt, we were kind of looking into it. First of all, I had no idea they had this many Hall of Famers. Tony Dorsett, Larry Fitzgerald, Aaron Donald, Dan Marino, Mike Ditka, Bill Fralick, Mark May, LaShawn McCoy. Not sure if LaShawn McCoy's in the Hall of Fame just yet, but still notable alumni. Curtis Martin, Tony Saragusa. No, I'm not just reading that for the first time. Holy shit. Tony Saragusa went there. Let's go. Darrell Revis, James Conner, of course, still bringing it. Notable Pitt coaches, Pop Warner. Come on now. Yeah. Everybody played Pop Warner. You guys know where it started. Started in Pitt, baby. 9 national titles for the Pitt Panthers. Top 20 in all-time FBS wins, 12th most College Football Hall of Fame inductees. I mean, the list kind of goes on. And not to mention, it's in the beautiful city of Pittsburgh, baby. I mean, they share a facility with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's kind of the coolest thing of all time when you're talking about college football teams and what you're trying to grow into a professional football player. So, I mean, Pitt Panthers, don't look now, but they're kind of rolling, Hawker.
Yeah, don't look now. Pat, I know you guys got set up there with another legend there at Acrisure Stadium. What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who has led this 7-2, number 23 ranked Pitt Panther football team this year, and for the last 11 seasons, I believe, as a whole, head coach Pat Narduzzi.
Yeah!
Oh! Hey! It was a little delay on the clap. I didn't like that either, Coach. How are you feeling, bub?
I feel great.
Huge weekend, it feels like, for your football program, but obviously just next weekend for you. Is that the mindset?
That is the mindset. It's just another game for us. We're excited. We got a great team coming in here. We got a great football team. Should be a great show tomorrow.
Okay, so let's talk about what you said earlier in the week. You stepped in it a little bit. Yeah,
Hey, I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Italian. You're going to step in it a little bit. I'm going to step in it a little bit. We step in it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I step in it all the time, but also I think what your intent was, what you would later say is like, I wanted my team and everybody to know, like, hey, for us, our season is not derailed by whatever happens on Saturday. But obviously, national audience immediately hears that and goes, what is this guy even saying? How do you kind of get to the point of what your messaging is, what your mindset is, and how you're trying to kind of build a narrative each week?
Hey, the most important thing is our football team. We got a great football team. The most important thing is our guys in that room, in our team room, and their belief. And I think our guys got a ton of belief in what we have ability-wise, for tomorrow at noon. And that's the only thing that matters is what our kids think.
Yeah, I think so too. We started chatting about it yesterday, and some of the boys at the talks table actually said, Narduzzi said that. Narduzzi said that so that Narduzzi said that because then Freeman's got to answer questions about winning 103-10. Was this closed Sicilian? Were you potentially doing a little chess play here to put all the pressure on Notre Dame?
You know what? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just worried about what we do out on the field tomorrow. It's about executing one play at a time, and we'll get it done.
Hey, listen, you tell me. I don't know, maybe I did do that. AJ Hawk has a question for you, Coach, back at the Thunderdome.
Yeah, Coach.
AJ Hawk.
Yes.
Hey, let me first, AJ.
Okay.
AJ.
What's up, Coach?
Coach D'Antonio talked about you all the time.
Oh, he's the man.
Coach D. He talked about you. He loves you. He loved you. You were his man.
Oh man, I love Coach D'Antonio. He scared me to death every single day of my life. I played for him, but I respected him. I would die for that guy. So I appreciate that and appreciate what he is doing. But speaking of great defenses, Coach, your defense, especially stopping the run, you have some stud linebackers, obviously, and you guys do a great job of stopping the run. Jeremiah Love comes into town. I guess, what is it when playing great run defense? What do you have to do? I always say there's no secret thing you can do. It's just, hey, gap sound. It's all the boring cliche stuff. But what do you guys do so well, and how do you continue to do that?
AJ, we do what we do. I think that's the main thing. We're not going to change our defenses. I've seen some people change what they do structurally, playing Notre Dame or some other, great teams around the country. And the great thing is our guys get to go out and execute our defense and see how we match up against a great football team. We're going to play with three linebackers as you talk. Kyle Lewis, Braylon Lovelace, Rasheem Biles will be ready to roll, so we're excited to have him back. And, we're going to go out and play defense. It starts with that front four, but we're a 4-3. We're not a 4-2-5. And we think, Kyle Lewis, could play safety. As you saw that one interception against Stanford, that was as good an interception as any DB could have. We're just going to go out and play our game.
Okay, let's talk about your game. It certainly looked a little bit different on the offensive side. AP Tone, Plum native, who he's Duquesne guy, so you've probably heard a couple things he said, but he loves what you're doing on the offense the last few weeks. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, I do. Obviously, you start the season with Eli Holstein, and now you have Mason Heinschel come in, who is a true freshman. How early did you know in his career because I believe he enrolled early. Was there before coming into the season, did you know there was a chance he was going to play, or because Eli obviously had a great season last season? When did you know it was going to be Mason, and just talk about him a little bit, how incredible he's been as a true freshman?
Yeah, he's done an incredible job. He's a heck of a competitor. He's a preparer. But we didn't think we were going to play Mason this year. We had total trust in Eli, and still do. But we had a couple bad games, and we had to try something to shake it up a little bit. And I could have looked like one of those Pisons making a bad decision.
We don't like that.
It worked out for us. We knew he was when he came in, we're like, this guy's special. The first time I saw him, he was our scout team quarterback in bowl practice. Before he even enrolled and took a class. And we were like, whoa, you see him throw that ball. I mean, he can throw it. He made our defense better in bowl practice. And, so we knew there was, the ability to get it done. But, did we know it was going to be this early? Absolutely not.
Coach, we rattled off all the Hall of Famers out of the University of Pittsburgh. Obviously, all the deep history and tradition. Feels like a lot of them coming back for this particular game. It's going to be a huge environment, not only because Aaron Donald's numbers getting retired at halftime, Tony Dorsett's getting acknowledged. There's going to be everybody seemingly in the history of Pitt football here tomorrow. And Special Ty has a question for you about all of that.
Yeah, Coach, with all that in mind, is there any plan to have any of those guys maybe address the team or talk to them and kind of remind them about the history and like the excellence and tradition that Pitt has had? We saw the Steelers. This happened a couple weeks ago where Coach Cowher came back and the 05 team was being recognized, and we basically saw a new Steelers team on that Sunday. They looked unbelievable, and you could tell, kind of being reminded of the history and the tradition from people who had done it at the highest level. It added a little extra juice for the game. Like, are there any plans for that going into obviously this massive tilt this weekend?
Yeah, we always got a plan. The first plan is, Darrelle Revis is starting at the beginning of the game, so we're starting him at boundary corner.
No.
Nice. That's the first thing. Tony's going to come in and give me the old Heisman pose as well. We may get him a couple snaps as well. Jimbo Covert, all those guys. But to answer your question, we always have someone come in on game day, speak to our football team. We've done it for a long time. I got that. AJ, you guys probably did it at Ohio State. D'Antonio got it from probably Jim Tressel. But we always have an honorary captain come speak to our team. So we've got an honorary captain coming in. I won't mention his name here because it's a special guest, but we're excited about the new guy coming in. You want me to break it to you today?
Yeah.
Tyler Palko's coming in.
Yeah.
Tyler Palko. Usually, so Tyler Palko. For you,
yes,
break it on.
I appreciate you doing that.
It.
And also, I love Tyler Palko. The Palko family, legendary football family in Pittsburgh. Obviously, he used to have the sick flow. His left-hand spin was outrageous, and he's a great talker. He'll keep that thing colorful tomorrow, from my understanding.
He will. He's kept it colorful after a game, I think. Yeah. We might even have to play that. His post-game. Do you remember his post-game?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we need tomorrow out of him, maybe.
No doubt.
For a big one there. There was a stat that was sent over to me. I think it was 2017. Miami came in here, number 2 ranked team. They were like 12-point favorites or something like that. Obviously, Pitt ends up beating them. It was a massive upset. Whenever you think about what's on the line tomorrow for the other team, you've already acknowledged it. Yeah, a little bit too much maybe. But whenever you think about what's on the line for the other team, do you tell the boys about that, about a spoiler possibility? Do you use it as motivation, or is that something
really.
not for you guys?
One game. We'll talk about it afterwards. We've had some major upsets throughout. I mean, we went down in 2016 and beat Clemson at Clemson. But, what happened in the past doesn't really matter. This is 2025. What happened in 23 when, we went to, South Bend, what happened in 20, none of that's going to matter. I mean, Tony Dorsett being here, that's not going to matter. It's going to be about what we do tomorrow.
Well, Aaron Donald being here might matter.
Aaron Donald, I forgot to tell you, he's starting too. At those guys.
No, you guys can't do this.
Yeah. He's starting too. I forgot to mention him.
I forgot those were they got.
But he's actually starting the second half. After he gets his jersey retired, then he comes out.
Oh, new number.
Yeah. We're trying to retire that after this game. We'll retire both his numbers.
I love it. They got G League players signing for college basketball now, so you might be able to sign Aaron Donald, especially because he's going to be able to play forever. Now, speaking of Aaron Donald, I think he's given back massively to the program, if I'm not mistaken. Connor has a question for you about all of that.
Yeah, Coach. First of all, I had no idea Bill Goldberg was an alumni of the Pitt Panthers. I didn't realize his jersey was hanging in those rafters. Pretty cool. But one thing that's kind of different, we mentioned before, is that how you guys share a facility with the Steelers. Is there any, advantages that you see on a day-to-day basis with that kind of process? Playing in, Acrisure Stadium, formerly known as Heinz Field, that also just being around their facility, kind of seeing how they operate. What are the advantages? And do you have any aspirations for wanting Pitt to have their own stadium, their own facilities, or do you enjoy kind of the camaraderie and togetherness of sharing it with the Steelers?
Yeah, Connor, the ability to practice next to Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers is absolutely probably one of the biggest advantages we have at Pittsburgh. In the summer, our guys will be out there watching their team practice. We get to watch the tempo. Recruits come in and watch what we do there with the Steelers. We're out there on the field at the same exact time practicing. They're on one end. Mike Tomlin's walking down, seeing what we're doing. We're walking off the field, watching what they're doing. I think that it's a major advantage if all of our guys want to play in the National Football League, but for our guys to go watch how it's done at the next level at the same facility. And as a coach, it's special for us. whether it's OTAs, we're out on that. We've got a patio overlooking their practice. We can walk out there, see what they're doing, whether it's special teams, offense, defense, and just pick up, different things. My first year here, I remember sitting at my desk looking out the window. All of a sudden, I saw them doing, down and punts inside the 10-yard line, and watching them out there with a volleyball. It's like, what a heck of an idea. I mean, you talk about just those little things that you can pick up as a football coach. It comes down to the details and the little things.
Certainly.
But they were using a volleyball, which is going to bounce better for you, so at least you can practice and have success down in that ball. I thought, what a great idea. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things. That was one of the first things I picked by just looking out my window, and I'm like, getting off the phone, running out on the patio to watch more.
Hey, maybe I should be watching these guys practice a little bit. Maybe Tomlin's got to figure it out. Maybe the NFL does. Let's talk about your team and figuring it out. Obviously, when Kenny Pickett was quarterback, I think he's the last time you guys won the ACC. You're still in it right now. The ACC is wide ass open. Obviously,
Notre Dame. We play Notre Dame tomorrow, Pat. Will you get locked
Come on,
in?
Pat.
Like, you're worried about the next step. We're worried about just one football team. Come on, man.
No, but it didn't sound like that from earlier.
In the past, were you thinking about the next game?
No.
You sure? I just want to make sure. When you played?
Well, I just want to, so winning the ACC for the Pitt program would obviously be gigantic. Right now in the world that we're in, I think you tell me more, actually, because we're in this modern NIL recruiting world that we're in. I think having success is a great thing in the modern,
Absolutely.
Especially trying to get this younger generation that understands brands and business and everything more than ever. Feels like NIL, Pitt's going to be in a good spot. I mean, we just mentioned Aaron Donald. He's given back immensely. He's getting his number retired, and he's a College Game Day guest picker, and I think he has like a part of the locker room that he has given back. NIL, good. Transfer portal stuff, easy because you're in Pittsburgh. You talk about tradition. If you win a championship, that's even like, what is the modern world for Pitt whenever it comes to recruiting and finding players? And how much do ACC championships and shit like that matter over maybe all the other stuff?
Yeah, winning every weekend certainly matters. I mean, it's your brand. We still have our Pitt brand. I think what we do as coaches, we develop players. I don't know if anybody's developed a football team like we have. I think we've done it with less in Pittsburgh, and all that NIL stuff is great. I want guys that love football. We're going to take that lesser guy, maybe the guy that's not making as much, or, got 2 stars or 3 stars, and develop them. I mean, you look at Kalijah Cansey, Savasier Dennis, some of the guys that have gone, Kenny Pickett. I mean, I think Kenny made peanuts when he was here. It was the first year of NIL. But guys that love football is the key. And winning a championship, we've won one. I think there's only been 3 teams win an ACC championship in the last 15 years. Clemson, obviously, Florida State, and Pitt. So we've done it. We've been there. And but we're going to take it one time, one play at a time and one game at a time.
Hey, you guys have been paying players for a long time up here, haven't you?
Back in the day, they did. Did they not give you enough, or what?
No, well, they didn't offer me anything. But now I'm starting to think maybe that one game, I think you remember 13-9, maybe they should throw that out. Maybe we should get a win for that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because you guys are paying players around here. I'm going to investigate that. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I want to let you know that. But I love the way your team plays. You always have a hard-nosed team. I think that is something you would like your team to have, obviously. You said you're looking for guys that love ball. Being tough, too, feels an obligation from Pittsburgh. Is that an accurate depiction?
Yeah, we talk about attitude, effort, and toughness. And, that effort and toughness is critical. I mean, we want to be a tough team. Whatever happens on that field tomorrow, when people walk off the field, they're going to get hit by Pitt.
That's kind of a bar.
Yeah.
Hit by Pitt. That's kind of, I don't know if I can really say it that often in my life. But
look at that. That hit right there.
Hit by Pitt.
Biles, he's back.
Yes,
look at that. Look at that catch.
Oh,
is this a Biles highlight tape here today?
It certainly is.
Look at him.
It's a defensive highlight, I think, for you guys. Absolute stuff.
We are a tough football team. We know what to do. We play fast. Try to keep it simple and let our guys go.
Go ahead and hunt a little bit. AJ has the last question for you here, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
All right, AJ.
You mentioned recruiting these tough guys that love football. How do you know? Is it tougher now to figure out if somebody truly does love ball with all the NIL situation and the money floating around?
You're exactly right. I mean, I think that's part of the evaluation. That's part of those phone calls that you constantly have. What's important to a kid, just digging into who they are. I'll say this. When we get in conversations, our coaches are in schools talking to guys. When the first thing comes up is money and what are you going to pay me? Probably not a Pitt guy, okay? I want someone to tell me who's going to coach me, who's going to develop me. To me, those are important things. There's time to make money in the National Football League, and obviously, I love that we can give our kids money now in NIL and rev share. But that's all great, but we want guys that want to go out and play football and win championships.
I'll say this, Coach. I didn't expect you to have Air Force Ones on when you walked in. Hey, it looks pretty clean.
My equipment guy's good now.
Yeah, you look pretty. You look good. Hey, you look good. Not enough sauce, I think, for the Paisan that you have. Maybe a pinky ring for tomorrow if you want to take down the Irish. Tomorrow's big
Pinky
Italian.
ring, will you have an extra one for me?
No,
maybe a
usually.
lucky one.
In the box, I'll get you one. Yeah, I'll get you.
Give me a lucky one.
I used to wear one. I had a 0.01% Italian in me. 23andMe told me that, so I felt like I could really do all the shit. I had a pinky ring. I put on 2 chains. I did it all. You get it. You understand.
I get it. I know.
Well, I want to let you guys know.
Let me see.
You got the
right
horn?
there. No horn. I used to have a horn. I think I lost that in the ocean one summer,
It's the oceans now, yeah.
Warding off evil spirits.
Basketball team might need one.
Look at Narduzzi.
Let's not go there.
Did you hear about last night?
No, I did not. I've been locked in. I'm focused.
Oh, well, let me update you.
Yeah.
West Virginia, guess what we're doing? We're smacking that block. I mean, we are. We're bopping wood.
Hey.
We're tough. Hey, we're a tough out. West Virginia, we're a tough outfit.
But did Bob Huggins come back last night?
No.
My dad tried to hire Bob Huggins at Youngstown State.
Smart man.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Let me just tell you this. It's about finishing. It's not a one-game season. It's about finishing. You can win a big game, but can you compete and do it week in and week out? Pitt does that.
All right. We appreciate you, Coach.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
No,
You did.
We beat your
No,
ass in
you didn't
basketball
beat
last
us. We beat ourselves, but it's okay.
No.
Go put the videotape on.
No.
Go put the video on.
We won.
You
On
did.
that note,
You did.
Game day
They don't
won.
call legal procedures anymore. Go ahead, next.
We won having game day come here. Feels like the city is alive and excited for tomorrow morning. We can't wait to experience it. Thank you for the hospitality, brother. We very much appreciate it.
You got it. Where are you going to dinner tonight? Where's your special spot in Pittsburgh?
So I eat Rudy subs every time I come back. Also Dallas.
That's
Salad
for lunch.
pizzas.
What are you having for dinner?
So Serafino's, maybe I might stop by there. Is that your spot?
That's my spot now. I can get you reservations because they probably won't let you in, but I'll get you reservations. Just let me
Listen,
know.
I've been in there under somebody else's reservation. I have been in there. The guy that owns that.
Joey.
Yes.
Joey's the man.
He's making it, and then he's delivering it, and then he's telling me where Bill Cowher's from right down the street. I love that place.
Yeah, that's a great place. That's
So
my
that's your spot?
That's one of my spots. I got plenty of spots. There's so many great places out here.
Yeah, so many.
Oh,
There's everywhere.
this is the best spot to eat food. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
That's why I love Pittsburgh.
There's Italians everywhere. So I go out to Indiana. Okay.
Nothing.
No Italian.
East Lansing, nothing.
It's a
Nothing.
culture shock.
It
was
is.
an actual
Fazoli's.
culture shock.
I'm sure it was.
I go from Pittsburgh, exactly. Fazoli's, he just said. Olive
Delicious.
Garden is the closest.
Great
closest
gravy.
we got to.
Bravo in East Lansing. That was it.
And
Bravo's
Buca
not
de
bad.
Beppo started showing up a
Oh.
little bit.
Ooh,
which
the
is-
Beppo.
But I'm telling you, in Pittsburgh and then West Virginia as well, Morgantown, Italians everywhere. So you just assume that you can get a good
I've
something.
never eaten a meal down there. I don't think I ever will.
Smart. Smart idea.
I'll get poisoned. Try to kill me.
No, I think it's a good idea. Ride back. We got that hard edge. I know you're trying to nard edge. All right, we appreciate the hell out of you.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks
Coach
for having me on.
Narduzzi.
I tell you what, I appreciate Coach's passion, his energy. He's pretty pumped up for this game against Notre Dame, and I know there's a bunch of other good games. Tone, that we see as we pop up the slate of college football games popping up this weekend. Tone, what's the most intriguing game here for you?
Yeah, Narduzzi's a great fit. But all of these, like starting Notre Dame at Pitt, if Notre Dame loses, they are out of the college football playoff most likely. USF and Navy, the winner of that one is first place in the American, which is most likely going to be the conference that gets the 12 seed for the college football playoff, as not outside of the group of 5 or whatever. Virginia at Duke, the winner of that most likely going to make the ACC championship game. Iowa and USC, USC has got to win to keep the chances most likely for the Big Ten to get a 4th Big Ten team in there. And then those two SEC games, the Oklahoma and Texas, I believe they're ranked 11 and 12 right now, or 10 and 11 right now, if I'm not mistaken, in the college football playoff. So if they win, they jump up. If not, they could potentially come out and other teams could get in, and then Alabama and Georgia would just solidify their spot in the playoff. All those games have huge playoff implications this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of teams that they have to win, or or their playoff hopes are dashed, I guess.
Yes.
I think I don't know if Pat is still talking to Coach Narduzzi. I like the Nard edge. Trying to
Nard dog.
He does have some Nard dog in him, but it's crazy seeing that college football slate pop up, and it's week 12. Like, the season really is flying by. It's awesome that we're here because it's the most important, but I mean, shit. Football is flying right now.
It goes way too fast, Pat. I believe Coach Narduzzi got back with the squad. He was bringing it today, Pat. Were you surprised at how juiced he was for this game?
Every time he's been on the show, he's been great on the show. And I forget how Italian he is.
Yeah.
He's very Italian. I mean, that is the perfect coach for this city, I would say. And I appreciated how he kind of laid it out. Hey, we're looking to develop guys, 2, 3-star guys. Let's go ahead and build them. Let's go ahead and get after it. I appreciate where he's at. Him saying the 100-10 thing, I think, was potentially a little.
Yeah.
Go ask Freeman if they win by 100-10. Go ahead and ask him. Yeah, put that on his tape. They should win 110. They're a very good team. Yep. All right. Go ask him about it, and then have their players hear that as well, and then have Notre Dame think to themselves, yeah. Whenever he said to me, I don't know, maybe you tell me. I'm like, wait, did Narduzzi?
Yeah.
I'd be giving Narduzzi a lot of credit doing that.
Italians are good at that gamesmanship.
Maybe they are. And him saying, I got so many spots around town.
He loves it.
He's been to every Italian place in town every single day. I love it. And this game is going to be gigantic. Literally I think every person that is alive that has their name in this building is going to be here. Like, not just University of Pittsburgh guys. I think there's a bunch of Steelers coming too, because obviously Jerome Bettis is a Notre Dame guy. And I think Jerome Bettis has a couple events happening, like fundraisers. So I think all his teammates are potentially coming as well. So, I think it's going to be I don't know. From my understanding, this is going to be a Pittsburgh football, just everything basically in here, and that's incredible. Yeah, I can't wait to kind of wake up tomorrow and see what it's like.
If I'm not mistaken, either I believe his son is a wide receiver on Notre Dame. I think he got his first catch last weekend. I saw, and then I believe Ike Taylor kid is still on Notre Dame as well. So there's a lot of ties tomorrow between the Steelers and those two schools.
Yeah, it should be pretty electrifying here in the city of Pittsburgh. I cannot wait to try to eat all the food that is going to be sent my way. I mean, there's a lot of Italians reaching out saying, hey, we got a little...
I assume they're going to get a bunch of meat delivered to a game day set tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's food deliveries will be pretty epic.
Second to none.
Feeding Saban, tomahawk steaks again, all of it.
Pittsburgh, brother. Hey.
Can't do tomahawks there?
Tomahawk steaks, you just said? I mean, we certainly can do steaks. If you would like us to do meat, we can do meat. I don't know if that's what you like. But you got to remember what is this entire city.
Put some pasta on the side or something. You could spoon it. You could twirl it in the spoon for him and put your hand under it and feed Coach, how people do that.
I will do the big spoon with the twisty suit.
Smart.
Please don't put your finger. The hand underneath the fork thing, that just makes me crazy for some reason. Like they don't want to drop it. If someone's like, you see people on movies trying to feed somebody and they put their little hand under the dumb spoon.
Yeah, they don't want anything to drop.
Or the fork, they don't want to spill anything on the table.
You don't spill sauce everywhere.
You see people feeding each other a lot?
That's like, on movies and shows I do. Yeah, of course. Like get your stupid hand out from underneath the fork. If it falls on the table, I'll wipe it up.
You seeing somebody put their fingers over their nose when they jump into a pool?
Don't do that.
You accidentally see somebody doing this in a movie.
I don't like seeing the visual right now of you doing it. Honestly, it's like that's one of those. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Yeah, but like the person that's doing that is trying to portray like I care, I care a lot. Like that is what that is for, and you get disgusted.
I think it's somebody saying, "Hey, I'm gonna big dog you here. Here we go. I'm the king here. I'm your master," and they feed him.
I can't wait.
Oh, you're talking like Scataboo with that taco.
I was just going to say, I cannot wait until we are at the next thing where we all have a meal together and everyone does that to you all night long.
I'm just going to be smacking forks all over, smacking forks of spaghetti out of here.
Hey, who's the big boy?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. You're right.
All right, I'm going to do that tomorrow. All right.
Please do it to Saban. I want to see what Saban does.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, let's talk about some news happening around the NFL here before Hour 1 wraps up. I'm live from Acrisure Field, right? Is it Acrisure Stadium or Acrisure Field?
Acrisure Stadium.
Oh, yeah, there it says on the thing.
So what's the field? Poop field?
Heinz Field.
Heinz Field.
And just like I said, I don't think there's any Heinz bottles in here. Remember, that was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to keep...
Sorry,
is Heinz still a sponsor or not?
They still got 84 lumber. So
yeah, that's huge.
Okay, that's fair.
UPMC obviously still doing it, still bringing it. UPMC huge for. I guess I could do this number here. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, PTZ.
Oh no, that's on that. Yeah, I'm not on the wide. Let me go ahead and figure this one out.
Boom.
Yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
So, Yeah, you see the Ford fan zone there, and then obviously you see the. So right in that area back there used to be a Heinz bottle that people really celebrated with.
Yeah, right on top of this. Right on top.
Damn.
They would pour down.
Now it's Acrisure, which we all know what that is. The glass building that's standing tall above that is in every single photo of the city of Pittsburgh is PPG. Obviously, that is an incredible building, glass. They said people marveled at the architecture when that thing was pieced together, they said. And then bridges, that's on that Jumbotron right there. We have the most bridges of any city in the world, I believe. Even Venice counting. Is that accurate?
I believe so. I believe so.
We have the most bridges in the world here in Pittsburgh, obviously, because our city is surrounded by rivers. 2 of them lead into one. The Allegheny and the Monongahela lead into Ohio. So we basically birthed that state. You're welcome, AJ Hawk. And let alone steel, we built every city as well here. So we have a lot of pride, the people from Pittsburgh, in the city of Pittsburgh. But not everybody in Pittsburgh are Pitt fans. There's actually some people within the city of Pittsburgh who don't like Pitt, actually hate Pitt.
Who do they like?
Tone Diggs is one of them. Tone, would you like to speak on that a little bit more, potentially?
I like
how the city and the university within the city have an interesting relationship. And when you say Pitt, you're talking about the university. When you say Pittsburgh, you're talking about the city. So people say, let's go to Pitt this weekend and watch the Steelers. No. Yeah, that would be the university you would be heading to. The city is Pittsburgh. The school is Pitt. So there is quite a dilemma in the city about all of that. And there's a lot of Pitt people right to my left who I don't think have ears in. So that is why I'm talking like this. I don't think they can hear me. But that is a very real thing in the city of Pittsburgh. Can you back me up on that a little bit?
Yes, I can back you up. Pittsburghers, it drives them crazy when people call the city Pitt because that's the university. The city is Pittsburgh. But no, there's a lot of college football fans in the city, and they are divided between Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia, Ohio State, mostly. Because Duquesne, obviously. There's a huge fan base for Dukes as well. Bobby Moe, all of those. Carnegie Mellon. But like Penn State, West Virginia, Pitt, Ohio State, all within 3 hours. So like there is huge fan bases of all of those schools. So it's not like, hey, just because the college is in the city means that everyone in the city is huge fans of the University of Pitt. No, there's a lot of different other college football, fan bases in the city. And,
Now on that note, Tone, every one of us know a lot of Pitt people.
Oh, yeah.
So we all know Pitt people, but not everybody is Pitt people, if that makes sense. I don't know. And I think tomorrow, from what my understanding is, game day potentially going to be a football celebration. Mm-hmm. I know Pitt's going to show up. I know the Pitt fans are going to show up. I can't wait to see the Pitt fans. I'm excited for that kind of banter, actually. I'm pretty pumped up to see them on a spotlight. But I think a lot of Pittsburgh people are just coming for football. Like I think you're going to see a lot of Yinzers just for football celebration tomorrow, and I think that's kind of what should be talked about because the University of Pittsburgh represents a city that is football. Like this is football town. Like that is 100% what it is through and through. So tomorrow should be epic, AJ, is what I'm thinking.
And it's a professional sports town. And I just got word from a source. One of the Heinz bottles is down in the Great Hall, which is underneath the stands in the stadium, where all the
underneath, so we can't see it.
No, the Great Hall. You walk through it when you walk through. I believe it's that's not gate A, gate B or C on the side.
They buried it. That's what I heard.
No, and then they put the other one in the Heinz Museum. So sorry.
I mean, that doesn't help the Steelers.
I don't see it.
I heard they were going to get a red gold bottle in there.
Ooh. Shut up. How dare I'll mute you right now.
Shut your mouth. And that is one thing that we all agree on, okay? We all agree on that in the entire city, whether you're a Pitt person or not. The fact that there is even other ketchups available in places is scary. That's a scary thing for society. So you get your red gold bullshit, Ty.
Hey, I didn't say it. I don't like red gold. I hate when we go around here somewhere. You go to a nice restaurant. You sit down. You want some ketchup with your French fries. Oh, let me get some Heinz. Oh, nope, that's red gold. I'd rather piss on the side of my plate and dunk it in this stuff. So I don't love it either. I'm just saying what I've heard. Oh, you love it. See? There you go. Here's your guy.
Yeah, I'd much rather dip it in red gold or Hunt's than urine. I mean, that's just common sense. Right?
I figured you'd be with the one guy who
I thought you
did. Soak him up.
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's just a part of it. I think it's a part of being from here. Very proud of the Hines catch-up and everything that Hines has done. So, yeah, I moved out to Indiana. I think Red Gold's actually from Indiana.
I believe it is.
And back before anybody, I had a little bit of a following on Twitter around Indianapolis. Pretty good. It was pretty strong following around Indianapolis on Twitter. And I walked to some place and they had Red Gold in front of me, and I put a tweet out. I was like, this is disgusting. What are we even doing here? And I get called into the Colts office. Red Gold's a big sponsor of the Colts. And they were wondering if I would change it. And they're not a sponsor of mine. If your guys' Twitter account wants to say they're good, sweet, you go ahead and do that. They haven't given me anything except for nausea when I see them on a table or whatever. And go all the way up to Jim. Jim was asked to talk to me about it, and Jim goes, "Brother, can you just not kill him? Like you can." Just don't kill him.
Imagine the owner being brought there, like that comes to the owner's desk. That's the best. Hey, we got, Pat's killing one of our ketchup sponsors. You got to talk to him.
They're from Indiana. They got Colts logos all over the ketchup bottles. They're in the entire facility. I think I actually took a picture in the facility. That was before I really knew business. They're probably paying to be in here if I had to guess. So I took a picture of that thing. Like, yuck! I can't believe this world feeds professional athletes. And it turns out they're from Indiana. We like to thank them for their ketchup fanhood of Heinz. We appreciate them.
Thank you.
Being a fan of Heinz and trying to honor them by creating their ketchup. But on that note, I ain't doing it ever. Not if I'm paying for it. Ty, huge things happened in baseball last night. Congratulations. First time back-to-back MVPs in both leagues. Is that accurate? And Aaron Judge and Shohei having the seasons that they had going into the year, these are the two biggest stars. Then, boom, they back it up for baseball. Everything up into the right MLB-wise, especially with these two winning the MVP, or what are your thoughts, Ty?
Yeah, without a doubt. This is kind of the perfect scenario if you are Major League Baseball. You hope that the two biggest stars in the league could be the MVPs. Shohei was kind of a runaway in the NL. Very hard-pressed to find another guy who would even, maybe be mentioned in the same sentence with him. It's kind of what he's doing year after year now. That's his fourth MVP award already, which is crazy. I don't think it's nuts to say that, Barry Bonds had 7 MVPs in his career. Shohei could, this guy could win 10 MVPs. It seems like he's got a pretty solid path to potentially winning one every year. And then in the AL, that was where there was a lot of discussion, and it ended up being one of the closest votes ever. Aaron Judge ultimately did win the MVP. This is his third MVP award, and like you mentioned, back-to-back, and he got 17 first-place votes and 13 of the second-place votes, and Cal Raleigh flipped that around. But if one voter would have flipped these guys around, it would have been a tie, and a lot of people were saying, hey, Cal Raleigh should win this award. Historic season, unbelievable, and while that is true, I was a little surprised he didn't win it. I just asked Gertie, I just said, hey, can you just maybe put their stats side by side so we can kind of put this thing to rest. So you'll see Cal Raleigh, yes, he did hit more homers. He did have...
That's his game. That's the game.
That is the game.
Home runs bring the tickets. Home runs bring the views. Who had more?
Yep, exactly. Now, granted, he didn't hit 20 more than Judge. He hit 7 more. And, so it's not that bad. And you see down there, if you go down a little bit more, Judge's batting average was about 100 points higher. He did win the batting title. He's the first person to post a batting average, an on-base percentage, and a slugging percentage of that magnitude since Barry Bonds, who a lot of people think is the best player of all time. And listen, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you like it, the MVP is kind of like the MVP in the NFL. It's going to go to a quarterback. In this case, it pretty much goes to the best hitter. That's just how it goes. So a lot of people were saying, well, why don't you account for Cal Raleigh catching and all? He didn't win a Gold Glove. He obviously adds a lot of value for his team. But when you look at Judge's numbers, if you don't give it to him, it is just because it's fatigue. He is the best hitter in baseball. Now, Shohei is the best player in baseball.
On which side of the plate? On one side? That seems like pretty easy. Imagine if Cal Raleigh just won on one side of the plate. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. And, he'd probably do decent. Now, granted, I don't know if he just hit on one side of the plate. If he's going to raise that batting average 100 points, that's a pretty fucking big margin when it comes to that. But no, Cal Raleigh had an unbelievable season. Judge is just one of the best 5 hitters of all time.
And on that note, both Cal Raleigh, Shohei, and Aaron Judge came on our show, so we're very thankful to all of them. And Aaron Judge, congrats, brother. I am just clearly talking shit to Ty Schmidt in this particular case. Aaron's a dog, and I'm very thankful for the season he had, for the good of sport. Same with Shohei and Cal Raleigh. NFL kicked off in a big way last night, Week 11. We'll talk about more on the other side.
We have a great Texas boy named John. Okay, what's your last name, John?
John Mactoff.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When?
Growing up, I played soccer. In high school, I kicked kickoffs and onsides.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
All right, so I've never met anybody that just kicked kickoffs and onsides. Does that mean because you couldn't hit the broadside of the barn with the football?
So my junior year, I missed an extra point. We lost to the state champs by 1, and I was removed.
Redemption comes today for you, John. Here's the deal. Redemption is obviously sweet.
Hey, looky here. He's taking his shoes off.
Okay, we're going barefoot. Okay, we got the Texas Tech Red Raiders cheerleader squad, which I believe is the best in the country as well. We got finger guns all over the place. We got phones everywhere trying to witness this moment that you will remember forever. Your kicking story doesn't have to end with a missed extra point, brother. It can end with one kick for $500,000.
I mean, just
$500,000 here in Lubbock, Texas. $500,000, John. One shot. Redemption is sweet. Oh! All right. That's not fun. That is not how I thought this was going to go.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Johnny deserves one more shot at a Wichita.
John.
New ball. We got a new ball.
Yeah, but if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? $250,000 to you, $250,000 to a charity here in Lubbock. This is your last kick, and this is your last opportunity, maybe in your whole life, to make a kick. You played soccer your whole life. You've kicked balls forever. Swing through the damn thing and put it through the uprights, and don't let Stanford Steve wave this off.
He likes to do that.
Yeah, make this thing pure, John. Good for John. Good for John. Good for John, man.
That was awesome. Good for John. I was doing it.
Hey. You did it, buddy.
John.
Congratulations, John.
Yeah, brother. Good job,
right,
man.
John.
Good job, bro. Hell yeah.
John, come get your big check that you need to take to a big bank because you just made a big kick to change your life. We're happy for you.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Welcome back, Hour 2 of the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Pat's in Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, Pitt. Big matchup, boys. Football! Pat, you mentioned something. I'm sorry. You mentioned something as we were coming back. You got a situation going on over there? What's happening? It sounds like something's on the loose.
There's nothing happening over here, AJ. There's nothing happening over here. It's more so where you guys are. I don't know if you know this, but Fox 59 News in Indianapolis is reporting that there is a chimpanzee on the loose at the zoo currently. Okay, now listen, these chimps are certainly a fantastic creature. When you look at them, you think to yourself, wow, that might be a damn human, just a little miniature version of it, but goddamn, it's going to be stronger than any human could ever be. So if you're around the Indianapolis Zoo area, don't only look on the ground, look in the sky. These things are great climbers. That chimp could be already in Ohio. We have no idea. Now, Fox 59 is obviously breaking the news down, and we appreciate them doing that, but you guys need to be on a lookout for the Thunderdome. We need no wires to be chewed on. We need nothing to be pulled out. We have no idea where this chimpanzee is going to head to. Let's make sure we have that place on lockdown. Maybe have Bill on night watch tonight outside, sitting on the roof, any things like that. Let's not take this for granted that there is a chimpanzee on the loose. Now, Zito just sent a text into the group asking if we should send Mitt. I think that's a good idea. I think we should send.
Dunston checks in.
What's up, dude?
Great movie.
They said they need you back in there. Dunston checks in was a great movie.
Your dad and Bill are going hunting tomorrow, so I think they have the rifles on them. So if they want to get started early, they can.
Don't shoot the chimpanzee. Run, chimpanzee. We've seen those conditions. You need to run. Get out of here, chimpanzee. Go on now.
You're talking about the orangutan.
Yeah, free them too.
Now, to be clear, the Indianapolis Zoo is a very good zoo.
They spend a lot of money
on preservation of animals and yada, all that stuff. They take care of a lot of stuff. Visitors say chimp on the loose at Indiana Zoo. Fire crews called for animal bite.
Okay. So he bit somebody and then took off?
Well, we don't know. We don't know what's being real. This is Fox 59 News reporting. I will say I have a lot of respect for the people that run that zoo. Private zoo, no state money. They run it themselves. It's a wonderful zoo and obviously great for our community. But chimpanzee on the loose needs to be. I've seen
dealt with
whenever it. The Indianapolis Zoo says the loose chimp has been sedated and safely recaptured. Okay. No staff, deaths with the chimp were injured, and the zoo has since been reopened.
We got him.
We got him.
So he was loose. He was loose for 12 minutes, or what happened?
I don't know.
That's a lot. In chimpanzee minutes, that's 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Long enough to go get an RPG from the basement of the zoo and safely get him back to where he needs to go.
I'm happy though that they got Caesar. You know, and when you get Caesar back, it feels like you get the entire flock. What are monkeys? Group of monkeys called?
Cackle.
A flock.
Group.
A murder.
Pride.
A crow.
A collective.
That's a lion.
A collective.
A collective. Because they're humans, obviously. They're like the committee and the committee of the committees. I appreciate that they're back. It's a beautiful Friday here from Pittsburgh as tomorrow Notre Dame and Pitt will play. Notre Dame needs a win to continue their national championship hopes, and tomorrow for Pitt will be an absolutely insane scene. Jerome Bettis, obviously living legend in Pittsburgh for what the bus was able to do winning a Super Bowl in his own hometown in his retirement game up there in Detroit. He's coming back, obviously, because he's Notre Dame legend, has a lot of events around, so we assume that entire team is going to be back representing as well. And then for the University of Pittsburgh, Aaron Donald will have his number retired at halftime, so all the Pitt greats are going to be here as well. Should be a fantastic weekend of ball, and college football is going to do great. I think Sunday is going to be spectacular, and last night we had a great game to kick it all off for Week 11 up there in New England. Drake May and this New England Patriots team. Trace Vion Henderson, running back out of Ohio State, goes for 3 touchdowns. Drake May almost has a perfect night. Stephon Diggs has over 100 yards. Will Campbell and the other rookie playing left guard named
Jared Wilson
is an absolute beast. Vrabel, obviously supreme commander on the defensive side after giving up a touchdown on the first drive, basically shut it down for the rest of the way. Huge night for Patriots fans to celebrate. Anything we're missing there, Con Man, that hasn't been talked about enough about last night's AFC East battle where the New England Patriots say we're the best team once again in this division?
I think just to hammer home the buy-in from the entire team, Fox, if you actually go to the start of the video of Vrabel dapping everybody up and just pause it, Milton Williams, who is the highest paid player in the history of the New England Patriots, which is crazy to say, D tackle. He's actually standing behind here on the right side, waiting right there on the right side, also waiting to dap everybody up. He didn't finish the game. He left with the ankle, went to the locker room, came back out, tried to get back in the game, and Vrabel basically said, like, hey, let's get ahead of this and let's relax a little bit. He's on the right side there, and he waited with Vrabel to dap up everybody basically for New England. The other thing, too, that was really cool is just he was tweeting from the locker room
Milton
as well.
Williams was during the game?
During the game. I don't know if you want to pull it up, Bruce, but if you go to his account, Christian Barmore hasn't had a sack in a while, but he actually said in his tweet, I think it was 2 years or a year for Christian Barmore, because he had the last year he had the really tough situation with the blood clots, so he missed most of the year, so he hadn't had a sack. And when Christian Barmore did get a sack last night, Milton Williams just tweeted, and it was at like 11 p.m. The game was damn near over, but he tweeted just like, hell yeah, B-Mo. And I think that's the biggest thing, because we talked about the Diggs buy-in, but even just the Milton Williams, the highest paid player, he really doesn't have to, one, battle to be out there, but two, do stuff like this, which is really cool. And then the other little thing I think just to highlight was the Mac Hollins entrance. He wore the 988 suicide prevention line while he's walking into the game, and I just think that's really cool. Not to mention Chris Gonzalez. He does a lot of help with one of the mental health places, the charity, and I'm forgetting the name now, but that's kind of his specialty foundation, if you will. And then Mac Hollins doing that, with everything going on, like the Marshawn Nealon situation, one thing, but just everybody on a day-to-day. Mac Hollins doing that in prime time. We know he does wear the funny stuff, and he does all the
sweet Instagram videos where he's like fixing a washing machine, or he's changing the oil in a car, or doing all kind of like great stuff. Like I enjoy his content.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's typically funny, and like the videos he makes are hilarious. He's wearing like a 3-piece suit as he's breaking down like the Bermuda Triangle sometimes, but him doing something like that in prime time, I just thought was really cool. And it's just the team as a whole. It's crazy that, as we talk about the rookies and everything, Pat mentioned the left tackle, left guard being rookies, but it's just the premier positions in general. Like, yes, Drake May's 23, Will Campbell, he's 21, and he was locked down once again, and he's gone up against, TJ Watt, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, who had 5 sacks, but still has been battle tested throughout the season. It's incredible when you think about those positions being as young as they are. Christian Gonzalez kind of being lost in the fold because you never hear Christian Gonzalez's name. You just don't. He flies up and makes tackles. He actually had 5 tackles last night, so it was a little bit more. But he's 23. And this thing that he does for the last 2 weeks, last week he wore Bobby Orr. This week he wore Larry Legend. Stuff like that is so cool just because you're kind of seeing the players on the team, the young guys specifically on the team, like embrace not just the Patriots in the city of Boston, but embracing the history of sports within the city of Boston. Like that in itself, I think reflects a lot about kind of the knowledge Mike Vrabel brings. Christian Gonzalez was never doing this before this season as far as those type of shirts, but now, seeing that kind of makes me think like, oh, okay, so Vrabel's also educating them on like the sports fandom.
How special it is. I'm sure he tries to tell them, hey, guys, it's not like this everywhere else for you players, that this is the only NFL experience Like, it's not like this. I was in Green Bay for 9 years, and guys would leave and come back, or they'd come from other places, and they'd be like, man, this place is special. Like, they don't do it like this everywhere. As we're talking about legends, Gronk, what do you call it? What did he do?
The keeper of the light.
He's the keeper of the light here. I don't know.
Jesus.
This is amazing.
Damn near yanked that kid off the top of the lighthouse.
Look how high up they are, too. Yeah. Gronk is just, everything he's doing is full go. Like, I love this whole situation with what Gronk, he was, here we go. Bang. Smashing guitars. Who's he singing with here?
Bon Jovi? Yeah, I don't think it was JBJ, John Bon Jovi. And I think Kenny is back on tour. I'm assuming it's just
almost killed that cameraman.
One of the locals, maybe Dalton and the Sheriffs. But yeah, Gronk being back as well is just so cool to see for me as someone who grew up with him, and him going to Tampa, everything that's all forgotten. He's a Patriot for life, baby.
Were you surprised? Like, you can't be surprised. Yeah, we're glad he retired as a Patriot, but like, you weren't surprised by that. Like, he was in what? Was it 2 years?
Yeah. he was there for 2 years, but yeah, it's not something you're like surprised by. It's just more so the gesture. Like we know Gronk is retired. He obviously isn't coming back to play football, but the gesture of, hey, I'm going to make it a point that I love this place way more than anywhere else. And even though I played for Tampa and won a Super Bowl here, that doesn't discredit all the time I spent in New England. This is where he grew up. This is where he met his longtime girlfriend. Like so many things had happened in New England.
Is this before the game? Sorry to cut you off. Is this before the game?
No,
Just pumping the whole crowd.
I think this is halftime, actually. I think he's trying to get the people going at halftime because his whole before the game was the keeper of the light thing. So it's awesome to see stuff like this, and it just goes back to how much football means to the people in New England.
Yeah, football means a lot to most people that watch as fans all over the country. And Pat, I believe, is sitting down with our Friday legend with you, Pat. Here we go, Coach Nick Saban.
Yeah, I think that's a great descriptor there. The Friday legend, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Friday Afternoon, Nick Saban.
Yeah, go!
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Coach, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. How's it feel to be here in Pittsburgh? Your thoughts on the city of Pittsburgh as a whole? You coach for the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns have had for a long time that rivalry. I don't know how much University of Pittsburgh history do you have, and what are your thoughts on us being here?
Well, I love being here because, about 125 miles down the road, down I-79 is where I grew up. So to come to Pittsburgh when I was a kid, whether it was to go to Kennywood Park, see the Steelers once a year, see the Pirates once a year, that was like it, man. That was it.
Kennywood.
So, and then
Tell me more about Kennywood, please.
Go ahead. I love it. What was it, the Pip or something?
Yeah, certainly.
I still remember
the
that.
Rabbit, all of them. The Jackrabbit?
Yeah, from when I was a kid. But
what year was that,
ironically,
if you had to guess what year that was?
60s.
Yep, hasn't changed a bit since.
Okay, don't listen to him, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
So then, ironically, everyone where I grew up is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan all my life. And then I go to the Cleveland Browns. Mm-hmm. So when we play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, I got to get 100 tickets for Steelers fans. And then when I get in the bus to leave the game, they're all out there fighting the Browns fans.
Yeah, exactly.
None of them rooted for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Pittsburgh story and a staple there with the fighting in football. But it is a football town, like very much a football town. You can feel
question.
it. And I think tomorrow morning is going to be special. Tell me about this Pitt team, what you've learned from watching. We just talked to Narduzzi, and he said everybody that's on his team, he wants to love ball. He wants to be tough, obviously. Going to have a lot of greats back. What do you think about this current Pitt team? And can they knock off Notre Dame from the college football playoff? That's what's on the line tomorrow, basically.
Well, I think Pat Narduzzi's done an outstanding job here, no question. I think this is a tough job, and I think the job he's done this year with this team, this freshman quarterback, I mean, this guy is the real deal now. He's athletic, he can run, really good passer, and they're throwing it 63% of the time. So, to me, this is the type of team. When you have a passing team that can make explosive plays, and they're going to air it out all the time, they're the type of team that can upset a team that's better, because as long as they can protect well enough and the guys can make plays, they got a chance to score points. So that can always, when you're, I call it wad ball team, like you're running the ball, and you play somebody better, that's hard. This, not so hard, because you can take advantage of making big plays. Now, the question to me is going to be, how does Pitt's receivers match up against Notre Dame's secondary, because Notre Dame plays a lot of man-to-man. So if they can't be man-to-man, they'll have a tough time, even though they're going to throw the ball effectively.
So, Notre Dame has quite the advantage, I assume, in recruiting for DBs. They got NFL DBs all over the place. Not that Pitt doesn't have NFL guys, but I'm just saying Notre Dame has been built basically with 5 stars. So on the outside, whenever you talk about wide receiver DBs, that's a great athlete out there, normally. And you're talking about wad ball, whenever you play a better team, that's normally because the D-line, better athletes than what the offensive line is used to, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, now you're creating a matchup with, is our O-line good enough to block their D-line, where it's a lot easier to get receivers and a quarterback that can make throws and just get in their way long enough until we can throw it.
And you think that's Narduzzi's plan tomorrow? And what do you think Notre Dame's plan is? Just a standard, let's play how we play, we run the ball all over this team and kind of dominate from beginning to end? You think that's what Freeman's saying?
Well, I think, they're scoring 39 points a game, so Notre Dame's got a pretty powerful offense, and it's balanced. They can run it, they can throw it. So I'm sure they're going to think that we can continue to do these kinds of things. But Pitt's defense has been really good against the run. They're one of the top teams in the country in stopping the run. So if you can make them one-dimensional, I think you got a chance. But I think what Narduzzi's thinking is, I'm going to try to affect the quarterback. They pressure like 40% of the time, try to upset, Carr as a quarterback, and then can we make enough plays on offense throwing the football to score enough points to have a chance to win this game?
A lot of Italians where you grew up?
Yeah, a lot of Eastern European people and Italians. Yes, sir.
Okay, Eastern European. I like that.
I'm Croatian. That's why I have to say Eastern European.
Because you're describing to us on a map where the hell Croatia is. That's what you just did to me.
Yeah, most people don't know, but
it's Eastern European. I knew that. Yeah,
it's right by Turkey.
That with me for the rest of my life. Yeah, we love Croatia. Don't we have Croatia in the building?
Tony Kukoc, right?
Oh yeah, come on.
DC Brati.
No.
Kako ste.
Yeah, do you know Brucevic is actually married into getting married into a Croatian family. He speaks a little bit. Do you speak Croatian?
Oh yeah, I know Dobra. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandparents spoke Croatian, and when I was a kid. But
how's Croatian
I don't
food?
know.
Croatian food good?
I went there once and visited and was not that impressed.
You got to try the Chavapi. The Chavapis are phenomenal.
I never heard of it. I like Italian food, man. Miss Terry's Italian, and she can cook, and I love it.
That's what I was about to say. Here in Pittsburgh, there's like 1,000 Italian spots. I'm excited to see what you end up doing, what you end up getting into. This place has great food all over the place.
Yeah, well, Sal was on our staff, Sal Sinceri.
Yes.
And I guess his family has a little deli or something here, and we used to bring the, sausage and all that stuff in. It was good.
Yeah. Sinceri's have one. There'll be a Bubba da Boba Baini right down the road, and then there'll be a Supa da Pupa da Bini around the corner. And then you get a Pepe there, and then you'll get a Dallasella, then you'll get a De Giulio, then you'll get a Maraldo, then you'll get a Master Giacomo, then you'll get a Pronio, then you'll get an Impavito. These are just people I grew up with.
The Beppo.
Sounds to me like you're pretty expert.
I know a lot, yeah. And I took a 23andMe and found out I was 0.01% Italian. And that really changed a lot of things that I'd said. Nick, I'd like to let you know that was a big moment in my life. Don't you think, Nick? I think that was a big moment for the way I'd been operating. Don't you agree, Franklin Maraldo up there?
Absolutely, yeah. That changed a lot of things. You had viewed a certain group of people a certain way, and then when you realized you were a part of that group, I think you became more enlightened.
No, that is. I don't think that is exactly right. I was like the only Irish guy. Okay, it was all Italians. I was the only Irish guy. So obviously, football town, shit-talking town, only Irish guy, all Italians. You could probably assume how that probably went, especially with me being involved. Then I found out I'm actually part Italian. It's like, wait a minute. So we got to go back and try to change some things. But we make great food. I mean, we make great food. And you talked about Kennywood. Oh, you need to go back there. They're opening up for you tonight if you want to go stop.
I hadn't been there for probably 50 years.
Go ahead tonight.
Everybody's
same.
still going.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Shut up, AJ. I heard a little negative stuff out there. We don't need to talk about that. AJ actually has the last question for you on this particular game before we move on to the rest of the college football slate.
So, Coach, that field behind you gets a lot of play. It gets talked about a lot. We've seen some situations. The turf there is not always stable. Were you a coach that made your players, did you ever talk about the field conditions going in? I know in the NFL coaches do this where sometimes they'll make their players wear screw-ins in certain situations. Was that something that you actually talked about or you cared to talk about with your team?
Yeah, what I talked about with my team was that it's a bad field, get some shoes that work. It was really simple. I wasn't going to try to pick the shoes for them, and then they come to me saying he's hurt my feet. Get some shoes that work, but don't look at me when you slip and fall and you could run for a touchdown. Because I'm going to just look at you and say, get some shoes that work.
Coach
it's
Saban,
a simple...
Coach Saban said this in the meeting. He said, I told the boys, as long as it's 53 yards wide, 100 yards long, we're going to play football. It doesn't matter what it is. And I followed up immediately. Coach Saban said that as a man that doesn't have to run a single yard on that particular turf. But it is real. If both teams have to play on it, let's not talk about it. What are we even talking about, basically?
That's right. But, but every stadium that I played in, as soon as I walked in this room and looked at this field, I remember playing the Steelers here when I was a coach of the Dolphins. And, we worked so hard. They would corner cat. Dick LeBeau was the defensive coordinator. But most of the time when they corner cat, they play 3-deep zone, and we worked hard when they went to 2-trap because it was always throw it hot to the X. Dante Culpepper, the cat, hot to the X, 2-trap, pick 6. It's the first thing I remember. I mean, why can't I remember good things when I go to a stadium?
Is this what you remember? You remember them dancing into that end zone?
Dancing in the street, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. The grass does look good. Now, granted, with where we're sitting, we're not able to get as good of a shot, but the grass does look good. Now, granted, they do spray paint it, too. I mean, that is just as a matter of fact that they do. And I don't want to get on that.
It looks much better than I thought, honestly.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good. But, the problem with the field is, people like to use zoysia grass on a field because that makes a really nice field, but then it doesn't grow when it's not warm enough. So you have to put ryegrass to complement it to make it green. Now, this is a problem, and I never wanted to do this, so I said, we got to get some grass that grows until football season is over, because when you put ryegrass on a field, the blades are really thick in the ryegrass, and it makes it very slick, especially if it's damp at all. And people are slipping and sliding because the cleats don't go in the ground because the grass is so thick.
Yeah, because so it's kind of like your cleat sticks on top of it. So it's almost like you're on actually skids, which the grass is thick. I know exactly what you're talking about as you were explaining it. I had no idea you had a green thumb. I'm a Kentucky bluegrass fan myself. That is my favorite style of grass.
Yeah, well, I just wanted something that, the players wouldn't, because you get this happening in practice and you lose players and get hurt with twisted ankles and all this kind of stuff because you got bad footing. So I was a stickler on that big time.
What about Bermuda grass? That's pretty good grass as well.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't grow when it gets cold either, so you got a problem.
Bermuda grass, soft ass grass.
Super grass.
SEC teams not being able to play in the cold.
That might be true, but they sure as hell can play in the Southeast.
Yes, they can. Speaking of the Southeast, Diggs has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, let's go down to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Alabama has a big one this weekend. But overall, I want to talk not only about this game, but over their overall picture. They are 120th, I believe, in running the football. Can you win a national championship or get to a national championship being a one-dimensional offense, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's hard. I really do. And but if you got a good enough quarterback and you've got good enough receivers, which that's the strength of their team to me. Ty Simpson and the receiver corps. And they make a lot of explosive plays. Now, they have struggled to run the ball. The offensive line is going to have to continue to improve, because they have pretty decent backs, but they just have not been able to sustain and finish in the run game at all, which puts them behind the sticks a lot. But they make more explosive plays on run downs. That play right there that you're watching right now is a 1st and 10 play. So I'm like, throw the ball when they think you're going to run it and just keep making explosive plays that way. And if you want to run it better, run it when they think you're going to throw it, and maybe you'll do a better job and develop some confidence in your ability to run the ball.
Okay, so on that note, the SEC has a lot of games. Okay, there's a lot of games left with a lot on the line. Ty wants to ask you about a big one down in Athens, and it's crazy to think all the teams at the top of the SEC are going to have to play each other.
That's right.
And you're going to hear a lot of the SEC people say, "Isn't that convenient?" Okay, all the best teams have to play against the best teams. So now the number in that second column, the loss number, is going to have to go up for some of these good teams. Are they going to beat the hell out of each other? Ty has a question about Athens, Georgia, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, that Texas-Georgia game, Texas over the last 4 weeks, obviously they're 4-0, but they a couple, tight overtime games, and then, the Vandy game last week being tighter than, maybe some people thought it would be, but Arch has looked unbelievable. And then on the flip side, Georgia kind of just, workman-like, they just continue to win and win. How do you see that game going? And do you think that most of the questions that people had about Texas, a couple weeks ago have maybe been answered, because they're kind of, coming back pretty strong here? And I think a lot of people see them as, okay, this is maybe a little partially the team we expected to see coming into the season.
Well, I think Texas has improved for 2 reasons. I think in the last 2 games, Arch has played better. He's playing with a little more rhythm, not hurrying everything up, and he's been more effective and efficient, and his completion percentage is way up and all that. And the offensive line has played better. So those 2 things, I think, have made them show improvement as a team, but they still haven't been a dominant team. I mean, even the games that they've won, they either had to come back and win in overtime, or just barely beat Vanderbilt. And then they had terrible issues last week in the secondary where they gave up over 300 yards passing. So they still have issues on their team that I think they need to resolve. Now, they're going to play a really good team, and this week would be a great week to do it. But I'm telling you what, this Georgia team now, their offense, I mean, they can run it. Gunner makes plays. They got some decent receivers who can make plays. I mean, they're a good team. The only thing that is Georgia's issue is they don't have a significant pass rusher, and they don't create a lot of negative plays on defense, and they haven't been able to get off the field on third down like they historically have been able. So that allows the other team to keep the ball. So those are things that they can improve on. So both teams have some flaws that they need to improve upon, and whoever can do it in this game best will have the best chance to win.
Now, on that note, Georgia very much in the running for a national championship right now. They pick up a loss to Texas. It'll be a huge conversation about them losing to Texas. Texas, at some point, I think they're going to play Texas A&M as well. They're going to pick it, but if they pick up 2 wins here with how the entire season has gone, all of a sudden Texas right back in the conversation. What's the conversation about Georgia? What's the conversation about Alabama as they've gotten through the hardest schedule that maybe the entire college football season has had? It's like you guys down the South are certainly going to have a lot of reasons to be pissed about whatever happens at the end, and it is because of the scheduling. But we want these big games to happen, so it's kind of like an interesting dilemma right now in ball.
Yeah, I would like to have the good games. I think that's good for fans. I think it's good for football. I think players love playing in games, like this game here, or like, the Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas later on. But when it comes to getting in the playoffs, because of the way it's set up, it's not necessarily in your best interest to play a tough schedule right now. But when you got 7 teams in the top 15, which you don't want to admit the SEC's worth a damn, they got to play each other. They got to play each other. Mr. Big Ten over here. All right, so
and the 12, and the Big 12.
So they're going to play each other. So somebody's got to lose. So somebody's going to end up with 3 losses. And they're not going to be able to get in the playoffs, but yet they may be a better team than some of the teams who get in the playoffs.
It happened already last year. Last year was the first year of the 12-team playoff. And, the BCS model where there was a bunch of different, then we pick which one's a national championship. And then the 4 teams was obviously a big expansion. Everybody was pissed about who's the 5th team. Now with the 12-team one, now everybody's pissed about who the 13th team is because, the 5 highest ranked champions. Is Notre Dame going to get a spot? Well, everybody in football, the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, definitely, everybody's pulling for Notre Dame to lose at some point. But Notre Dame still has a track to the college football playoff for sure if they win these games. And that takes away a spot now from one of these teams you're talking about that has to play one of these schedules. And that kind of goes to Ohio State's conversation now. Desmond Howard's been bringing it up for a few weeks because he's obviously a Michigan guy, but also I think he's been tasked with doing some Ohio State, research basically for College Game Day. And he's like, listen, Ohio State hasn't really played anybody. Now, granted, every game you could lose in college football. You're talking about 18-year-olds to 22-year-olds. I guess there's some 45-year-olds playing in certain situations, but it's a younger group. And having everybody show up every single week is part of you being great and why you're the GOAT. So winning every game is certainly impressive. Dominating every game, definitely impressive. But when you look at who they've played, you don't really see anybody on the schedule. So I think we don't know. Dan Orlovsky yesterday comes out and goes, we don't know if they're a good team. We've never seen them lose it in the fourth quarter. Kind of contradicts himself there. We don't know if they're a good team. They've never been down in the fourth quarter. It's like,
wow.
Well, if they were not a good team, I guess they would have some times where they're down at some point in the game. But I think what a lot of people are saying, they haven't been tested. So, how do you look at an Ohio State team? Because they have been so damn dominant, but it feels like they haven't had a staple win other than Texas at the beginning of the year, and everybody thought Texas at that point was nowhere near what everybody thinks they were going to be now. How do you judge the Ohio State kind of run that they've been on?
Right. Well, they've been dominant. I mean, they're only giving up 7 points a game defensively, and they score a whole bunch of points. They've got good receivers. The quarterback's played well. They don't run the ball great if they have a flaw. But at the same time, I always wanted our teams to be tested. I always wanted to play against good teams because I wanted to see what the competitive spirit of our team really was, what the mental toughness was, how we could overcome adversity. Because when you dominate everybody, then you get in a tight game, people start getting frustrated because they're not dominating. You just got to win. You can't get frustrated just because you're not dominating the game. So, but I do think Ohio State has a good team. I think there's 3 teams that's kind of proven they're a cut above: A&M, Ohio State, and Indiana. Those three teams have kind of shown that they're a cut above the other teams. The other teams are good enough to beat them, but they all have a little flaw or something that they need to overcome. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out down the stretch here.
Okay, so in the NFL, they say, like the people in the know, after the season starts, everybody kind of understands that there's probably like 7 to 8 teams that could actually go win the Super Bowl. In college, it feels like there is tiers each year on who can actually win,
Right.
and then everybody else that is in the good level. That's why people are saying if we go to 16-team playoff or if we go to whatever, like, does it matter? Because a lot of these teams are just going to get the doors blown off them whenever they play against the good team. How many teams are those normally? 3, 4 teams that are like built for it? And did you know your teams were national championship teams during the season, or did you think with some of your squads, like maybe we're not at the level that we need to be actual national championship? I don't know if that makes sense in the question.
Yeah, it does. And most of the time I didn't know because I think when you're coaching a team, you're always looking at what do we need to improve on. So you're not actually trying to compare that team to all the other teams. But I do remember one thought I had. You know, we won the national championship in 20. Waddle broke his leg at Tennessee on a kickoff return. Shouldn't even brought it out, but he did, and he got hurt. So, and I'm saying we had Smitty, we had Waddle, and we had a really good quarterback, you know, Mac. And I said, you know, this team's got a chance, but we got to do it because we have the good skill guys. And when Waddle got hurt, I said, in my mind, it went through my mind as soon as they told me he was hurt and he was out, we won't have a chance to win now. But we did.
Yeah, and Waddle played, right, if I recall, in the national championship. Was that?
Played a few plays. He could run in a straight line, but he had a hard time changing direction, and he wanted to play.
Oh, yeah.
And he caught a pass or two.
Yeah.
But, you know, Smitty had a phenomenal year and won the Heisman Trophy. And, you know, we had balance on the team. But that's the only team that I remember ever thinking that something happened that
It's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough. When Tua got hurt, had the same feeling. Because that was one of the best teams we ever had. Is the year Tua broke his hip. That was one of the best teams we ever had because we had 4 first-round draft pick receivers. And I like them receivers, man. They scored fast, and they get on me about, you know, me thinking being a defensive guy, we're scoring too fast and protect the defense. I loved it. I loved it when we scored fast.
But the reason why they think that is because watching old school Alabama, you were winning, but it was just like so boring. You know, you were just handing the ball off. You guys were just running all over people, and then, all right, your defense is going to dominate the other side. And it was like it was 1970, 1980. We're just going to beat the hell out, and you guys did. And that was like we're a tough football team. We're going to pound the shit out of you. Quarterback never really got a lot of credit. It was always everybody else. So then when you make that change to become like an explosive offense and keep up basically with what football it became, everybody did assume that you hated it. They're like, oh, Saban's yearning for the days where we're all falling asleep in the third quarter as they're just pounding another team into oblivion. The people thought that about you, Coach.
No, they probably did. But I actually figured out when people were throwing RPOs and going no huddle fast and start scoring 40 points a game that we will not be able to win playing this style of football. We have to be able to utilize, you know, make people defend the whole field vertically and horizontally, have great skill guys, get a great quarterback, and score more points. And, you know, we won some championships by outscoring people rather than playing defense.
Yeah, I'd say you won some championships. The trophies are all over the house. There you go. I mean, they're literally falling out of the shelves. 7-time national champion. The national championship odds right now are sitting with Ohio State at plus 185 at the very top of this thing. Indiana plus 450. Texas A&M plus 750. To your point about the 3 teams above, they also have Alabama in that. If you were to look at the odds, not that much different from Texas A&M. Notre Dame at plus 1,000. Big one here at Pitt. There's going to be a lot of energy here in this building. I think it's going to be a tough one for them. Georgia plus 1,300. Texas plus 3,500 down there at the bottom, obviously meeting. Oregon in the mix. Texas Tech, Ole Miss. And that rounds out the odds.
But, you know, one thing about this whole thing, and, you know, you say Ohio State hadn't played a tough schedule, but just taking Alabama, which I'm closest to because I live there, this has been a tremendous grind for this team. I mean, they've played like 4 or 5 games in a row against really top opponents. You know, now they're going to go play Oklahoma, who's a top opponent. You know, LSU is no slouch, regardless of what you think from a player standpoint. So they've been through this gauntlet. So can they actually build on the momentum that they have, or are they going to get the poor me's I call it, because sometimes your team gets the poor me's at this time of the season. You know, poor me, I'm tired, poor me, I'm hurt, poor me, this and that, all that. And if you get that, then you don't practice as well, you don't prepare as well, you don't play as well, and those things start showing up in your performance. And I'm just hoping this team can sustain their way through it and prove that they are where they should be.
I love you just looking at a guy saying, "Oh, poor me." Oh. I love that. That's where it all came. I call it the poor me's. The amount of time you've seen somebody pattern or think in a certain way, oh, poor, it just in your brain coming up with the poor me's. I wish I was there for that moment. Sounds amazing. But the fact that you have motivation for every single situation is why you're the GOAT of college football, and we're lucky that you chat with us every week. Let's talk about sports as a whole, and let's talk about the game that happened last night. The guy who's the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman is in his second year, Drake May. Boston Connor has a question for you about him.
Yeah, Coach. Greg Olson put out a tweet kind of about basically the importance of recruits playing other sports. He does a foundation, Youth Inc., and it's just all about getting kids into all types of sports, and he kind of tagged it with a photo of you and Sark at Drake May's high school. I believe it's the Mustangs he represented in high school, and it's you watching him play basketball. But I just wanted to ask you about the importance and what you would do when recruiting players. You know, was there ever a time where you went to watch a Julio Jones or a Derrick Henry and they were maybe hitting a baseball 600 feet or dunking a basketball from the free throw line, and you honestly had more respect for what they were as an athlete and a football player? Was there ever a time, too, where you damn near wanted to recruit a kid and get him to commit early so he didn't, go to the NBA or go to the MLB within a year? And what do you think about that when it comes to, recruits now who typically focus in one sport and then, in their offseason are playing that same sport or preparing for that sport's next season? Do you think that recruits all over should be playing at least two sports? And how much does it show you when you get to see a guy outside of football compete in a different field?
Yeah, well, first of all, Drake May was one of those guys that you're talking about in the first part of your question that really impressed me by the way he played basketball. He probably could have played basketball at North Carolina too, and was going to out of high school. And one of the reasons that, he was committed to us for a long time. His family was all Carolina, which I knew would, eventually be an obstacle. But he wanted to play basketball as well. And and he probably could have, because I was very impressed watching him play basketball. I mean, this guy was a good player. And he obviously is everything that we thought he was going to be coming out of high school as an NFL player now, and also had a great college career. So he was one of those guys that impressed. I was never a guy. I liked it when players played multiple sports, because to me that says something about them as a competitor. That they love to play, they love to compete, they wanted to play whatever was in season, because that's how I grew up, that's how we all did it, back in the day. And I love to see guys do that. And I think other sports tells you a lot about a guy. Like baseball is basically boring. All right, but to me,
amen, bro. No. Baseball's good. Baseball's good. Sorry.
But I love guys that play baseball, because to me, even though it's a slow game, you have to have more athletic intuition to play the game than other games. I mean, you can run track and win track meet and have no athletic intuition. You're just fast. But in baseball, you got to make lots of choices and decisions about, is it a ball or a strike? Should I hit it? Should I not hit it? What pitch is he throwing from the time it leaves the pitcher's hand and gets to home plate? Nobody can teach you that. Ball judgment. How many DBs do you see that have terrible ball judgment? I used to like to recruit track guys to play corner, and after they'd give up big plays because they couldn't judge the ball, I started recruiting baseball players. I knew they could judge the ball. So, these are all things that I think you can learn about players when you watch them play other sports. And I loved it when guys played other sports, and I was never opposed to guys playing other sports, because I didn't think it ever affected their development in terms of what they would do in the future.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because I think there's a lot of gurus and specialists and experts that are telling a lot of these young guys and young athletes. I have a daughter, she's 2.5, she hasn't been in it yet. I think AJ would be able to maybe speak to this better than all of us. And in Ohio, I don't know how it goes, and how AJ, he's a professional athlete and played every single sport, so I'd assume AJ agrees with us. But what is the sell, AJ? They're saying that you got to spend every single minute that you have working on your craft if you want to be able able to become a professional? Is that basically the sell for these people to only do one sport year-round that you've experienced with your kids or that they pitch to other kids?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of experienced it all and talked to all different kinds of coaches. From what I've found, that bad coaches want kids to specialize in one sport. Like coaches that aren't great, they want to specialize. They just make it really tough. You have to be an absolute stud to play like 3 sports in high school now because basketball is going all year round. Lacrosse is all year round. Football is the one that's like, hey, football is football season. Yeah, you have off-season stuff, but I just think they make it tough because there's so many things you have to miss if you do want to play other sports. But if you just got to be good enough, you got to be too good to where, hey, guess what? I'll be there once this basketball season's over. I'll show up at lacrosse, but I'm that good. You're going to have to play me. That's kind of how it is right now, I feel like.
And on that note, AJ, I think all these experts and gurus that probably never made it, and they probably blame the fact that they didn't make it because they didn't solely focus maybe on one sport, so they're projecting themselves onto younger athletes. It's like I think you develop in your main sport by playing other sports. Even though you're missing out on some reps, it's like what you're gaining, your point about ball judgment, everything like that. These other sports make you better at your sport. So it's like I don't get it. Now, granted, I had schools looking at me in 3 different sports coming out of high school. I don't know how many people have that. But on that note, it's like I grew up playing every sport. I didn't play video games as much because I had ADD. So I was playing sports. And everyone fed into the other, seemingly.
Right.
And I don't know how that kind of gets missed.
Yeah, but to AJ's point, it's more difficult for guys to play all sports. When I was in school, I played whatever was in season. I played, but football ran into basketball, especially if you got into playoffs. But we might miss a few games, but then we'd come and play. Well, it's harder to do. But my point is the best player is the best player. I don't care how much you try to develop him and how much he specializes growing up and all that. Like Michael Dean Perry, he didn't like to practice. But when I was at the Cleveland Browns and we'd put him on the sled and it was, how fast can you hit the sled? His hands would be on the sled and all them other defensive linemen, with their hands still be in the ground. So he was just that much quicker than everybody else. So did he have to specialize in his sport from the time he was 8 years old to do that? I don't think so.
You said it feels like people are trying to make decisions that have already been made for most people and how they were created. That's awesome. AJ.
Well, and kids get burnt out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many tennis players and people like that did you hear about that they start specializing when they're 8 years old and by the time they're 16 they want to quit?
So we have CFO Phil is a Pitt grad. He's all excited about this, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
He is super pumped about Pitt getting a little bit of love, a little celebration for the University of Pittsburgh. He's got Lil Phil, okay? Lil Phil, really good hockey player. Hockey, is one of those sports where it's a lot of commitment. They move out of their hometowns, and he's very good. But they have made a conscious decision, I think, at this stage of his life where, yeah, you're still playing baseball. We're still doing other sports because it's going to help hockey. But at some point, he's going to have to fully commit to hockey because of the amount of time that it kind of takes. It's interesting what sports have become. I think to you and AJ's point, like some of these sports, they're going to commit full time. How about those Olympic sports? Like, let's just say figure skating, swimming. Like those things are like the amount of, it's like 4 a.m. you're in the pool and you need to be in the pool for 3 hours and then you're going to do school and then afterwards you're in the pool. It's like, how do you do anything? I don't know. I guess that's tough to balance, AJ.
So I have a question for you. So from a hockey standpoint, these guys get drafted when they're 17, 18 years old. They can still go to college and play. They can go to some, league somewhere in Canada or wherever they're from and play. And then they turn pro when they're 21. You think that's ever happening in football?
It's already happened. They're pro whenever they get recruited. And then they transfer, and then they transfer, and they're already pro. So, yeah, I think it's already happening. Yeah, IMG?
Yeah, but the NFL team doesn't have to draft them out of high school. That's the difference.
Oh, you're saying having the rights out of high school.
Yes.
Develop somewhere. So, like, teams draft high schoolers and then send them to Ohio State to develop or something like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then the other question I have is, now that they let guys come from the G League back to
college hoops.
College hoops, is the New York Giants going to be able to send their third-team quarterback to Penn State to develop at some point? These are my questions.
Definitely not Penn State.
These are my questions, he says.
Hey, you guys ask me questions. I'm asking.
That's a great question. Never thought about that.
I mean, it's happening with hockey right now. To your point, Gavin McKenna, I don't think he's been drafted yet, but he's been the number one recruit prospect for the NHL for multiple years now, and kind of out of nowhere, he decided to go to Penn State this year instead.
Because they have money, because the amount of money that they're paying there.
The Penguins'
so
first
instead
round
of going to the
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tone. Go ahead, Tone.
No, I was going to say the Penguins'
first
round draft pick is at Michigan right now, and he's leading the college hockey in scoring right now. So they have his rights, and he's playing at Michigan, leading the NCAA.
So my brother-in-law did. My brother-in-law got drafted number 3 overall in NHL, and he went and played at Michigan 2 years, and then went to the NHL.
Okay, is that just because the team he got drafted to? I guess we should ask Nick. Nicky Skates in the back there, Frank Paisano. What is it with hockey? They still keep your rights? They can send you to any school, or how's that kind of work?
No, and I mean, it's different. It's case-by-case circumstances. So, like in AJ's case there, I believe Jack Johnson was drafted to the Columbus Blue Jackets, or I'm sorry, Carolina Hurricanes. He may not have been ready to make the pro team.
He said that, yeah. He said he wasn't ready. Old. He admitted to me, I was not ready. I needed to go play in college, actually.
So they give him a couple years to develop, and he gets to, he has free reign of where he goes to school or if he goes to play junior or anything like that. But then he goes to
Did they
Michigan.
do this in baseball, Ty? Is this baseball too, or no? Are they designated for the minor? Sorry, go ahead. Is that a hockey? You still have hockey?
Yeah, no, I was going to ask. They still keep the rights for 2 or 3 years, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When they draft a guy out of high school. Yeah,
So on that note, baseball, Pat White, whenever he was with us,
Yeah.
he got drafted like 4 times because they wanted his rights, I think, just in case football didn't work. Ty, is baseball doing this with college too? Because I know, like, don't guys get drafted and then choose to go to college? Do their rights remain with the guys that they got drafted to? Or
No,
how's that kind
so
of
it changes. So, like, we talked about this with Kyler Murray. Like, in that instance, like, if he were to go back and play, like, the A's still have his rights. But if you get drafted first round out of high school or first overall pick, a lot of times what will happen is they can't agree on a signing bonus or something, or the team sucks and they don't want to go there and just kind of wither away in the minors. Those guys will go to college, and then when they become draft eligible, their rights are open again, so they can be drafted by anybody.
In 3 years.
Yep.
3 years.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you mentioned a guy there, Pat White.
Yeah.
Guess who he was committed to?
Yeah, I heard. You didn't want him to play quarterback.
Yeah. And again, what a dumbass.
I'll tell you what. I watched his ass take the snap and run all over every field, and I rode his coattails through some big moments. I mean, it was awesome, right?
He was fantastic.
He was cool, man. He's a great leader, too. Like, incredible leader. Like, that's the thing about him. His dad, fire chief, I think. So, like, his dad, obviously.
Mobile.
Yeah, Mobile, Alabama. The home of Mardi Gras. That's where Mardi Gras was actually created. Then it went down in New Orleans. I learned all this at the Senior Bowl whenever I was very intoxicated. Missed my flight the next day to the ESPN skills kicking contest. Missed it.
Why does none of that surprise me?
I don't know, man. I should have been a little bit more locked in, especially with how I understand how it all works now at this point. Could you imagine? I go down to that ESPN kicking contest. I missed the first meeting because I missed the flight out of Mobile, Alabama. There's only like 2 flights a day out of that place. So obviously I'm stuck there. I missed the meeting, missed the rehearsal, missed the rules, missed the engagement, missed all the gifts, the swag. Everybody knows that I missed the flight, and I assume they know why I missed the flight. I show down there, win a contest or 2, and then I kind of get out of there wearing pink cleats, and I think everybody goes, you either like this guy or you hate this guy. Thank God Bill Polian said, we like this guy. And he got a little boozed up, Bill Polian said. Who cares? They won a Senior Bowl. Let's do that. But, boy, I could have certainly been making sandwiches here in Pittsburgh for the rest of my life, and it would have been at Rudy's Subs. And you might learn a little bit about Rudy's tomorrow, Tone Diggs. Watch your mouth and your tone whenever it comes up tomorrow on the internet, okay, Tone?
Rudy's is my favorite, best cheeseburger sub in the country.
Is that basically like a meatball sub?
Nope.
Coach, I'm sorry you got to deal with this. Okay,
I love these guys, though. They're really good. They bring out the best in you, too.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, you like meatball subs? Coach, you like meatball subs?
You like meatball subs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Meatball subs or just meatballs?
How about pepperoni rolls? You guys know what pepperoni rolls are?
Yeah,
Most of these guys don't even know what pepperoni rolls are. This Terry can make the bet. She's made them before for
Yeah,
us.
she brought them to Alabama. I think we had them in Alabama.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of Italians around. We know what pepperoni rolls are.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Understand that. Meatball subs, though, can't have it. How about mashed potatoes? You like mashed potatoes?
Not my favorite.
Okay.
50-50.
We like that. How about pizza? We eat pizza? You look very,
I like pizza.
You're in very
Looks
good
great.
shape. What is your diet? Do you eat? Do you eat a lot of
workout
what do you
No, I try to work out. I always save up for a good dinner, spaghetti, whatever.
Oh, so we're fasting almost during the day and then housing dinner?
Yeah.
Because you look good. I think. Do you feel
thank
good?
you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to try to force
You know, when you're my age, you got to get ready for 90 now. So that's my theory.
Smart.
Yeah.
Got to work out a little bit, stay in shape.
and that's why you're Nick Saban. And
So-
you know what I'm thinking about? I ain't going to make the 40. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban.
Coach does look good, though.
Yeah,
Looks
he
great.
looks really good.
He
Skin's
looks-
glowing.
He is glowing. Everything about it. He's every single week. It feels like the guy gets better looking, gets better in shape,
Seriously.
and he's better, more and more comfortable on TV.
He's just having fun up there. You can tell he like legitimately enjoys doing it. Whereas early on, I think it might have been like, man, what am I doing up here? I'm sure that's so jarring when you've coached your entire life to all of a sudden, like, you're talking about the 8th best Big Ten game or something like that, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? But you can tell he genuinely enjoys it and has a lot of fun up there.
And
too.
like changing his viewpoint, to your point, like him having that idea about the media as a coach for your whole life, being like, don't listen to them, they're stupid, they don't know what they're
Just
talking
avoid
about.
them at all costs. I don't want to talk. Oh, hey, coach, you want to do this? No. My first answer is no every single
Feed
time.
him shit and keep him in the dark.
Yeah, and now you're part of it. So it's a whole situation, I guess. I think Pat might have some. I don't know if he has Rudy subs. I don't know what he has going on over there.
You know what I have.
Yeah.
You know what I have.
Oh, you got meatball sub? What do you got?
No way. Okay. This is my sack of subs, baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
What kind you like again?
Whole Italian hot, lettuce, onion, mayo. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely grilled, cooked. And I would like some fries on the side with a little bit of cheese. The issue is, I think this has been here for a while, so it's a little bit chilly. It'll still be delayed. Let's not get it twisted. It's really, see, I need Mark Caboli's cargo pocket to maybe do nature's microwave in this entire thing. But yeah, I mean, and that's a cold one. We don't want to eat that one.
Here we go. Gump, you got a microwave over there?
There's got to be in the suite, right?
Yeah.
So I think the only thing I'm worried, this one feels, we'll figure it out. There's a sack of 6 subs here. Me and Gumpy will be damn fine. But I have not eaten. Eaten?
Yeah.
I've not eaten strictly because the amount of food that I'm about to have to go eat, because there's a lot of this about to go happen. And I know a lot of people that have a lot of food places around town, and I'm trying to show love and obviously say hello. And also the food here is so good. So it's like, I literally have not eaten. Is that what you agreed upon?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I've not eaten in since yesterday before show.
Jeez.
Last night I had like a couple peanut butter balls before bed.
Oh, nice.
A little
Delicious.
something to keep me over.
So good.
And then this morning I had 3 cups of coffee, I think this morning, a little bit too much. As I was drinking the third one, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to get a water.
I love this. I love this for you.
Yeah, I chug another one. So I am very hungry coming out of this show here, and I'm about to go eat like 15 different restaurants, I think. So I cannot wait for that. I'm excited for that. And it's nice to be just, look at this place, dude. Look at the city of Pittsburgh. Could you ask for a better Pittsburgh day than that? Is it gray out? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it awesome? Of course. Are we preparing for a massive football weekend? Let's have one here in Pittsburgh. Lucky to be here. And I'm going to eat the hell out of all their food. So that's the thing. I talked to Narduzzi about it when he was talking about going up to Lansing. There's just no Italians up there. It's a culture shock, AJ. There's Italians over there in Ohio, right?
Yeah, there's definitely different pockets where there's more than others, but yeah, there's Italians.
Youngstown,
especially.
The Irish.
Northeast, yeah, you get it.
The Irish and the Italian create this city. Like that is kind of what is plum, super Italian place. Obviously, there's a lot of Italians everywhere. But I am excited to see how many Fighting Irish fans there are tomorrow.
I think a lot.
What is your?
I think a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty Irish because the Irish are heavy here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tone.
Yeah, I made a mistake when I was talking about Ohio State, Penn State, West Virginia, and Pitt. I should have also included Notre Dame because just growing up, like there's so many Notre Dame fans all over the country. But also when you grow up Italian Catholic town, there's also a lot of Notre Dame fans there. I also made a mistake earlier in the show. I misread something on the internet. A group of monkeys is actually called a troop, not a collective. So I just wanted to get that off my chest as well because it's been burning a hole inside of me for the last hour.
Yeah, wow. Troop of chimpanzees.
Glad you got that off your chest.
It also sounds incredible.
Yeah, collective sounded right though because these things like the gossip.
So when I looked it up, a group of when you look up, hey, what's this group of animal? Whether it be, a murder for ravens or a troop for monkeys, I believe that is a collective noun. So I read collective there and just spit it out of my stupid fucking mouth.
No, Zone. It's okay. It's okay, dude. Journalism.
You're
you
right.
corrected
Sorry.
yourself.
Thank you. That's
A
important.
group of chimpanzees is called A troop or tribe. Tribe would have been better.
Tribe would have been cool too.
I think I'm gonna.
See,
I think I'm
the
gonna use the word.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use the word tribe tomorrow when describing Yinzer. So just a little inside pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We
So
go.
that's your ideal right there. Your go-to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah.
That looks good. Yummy.
Look at the bread, the Mancini's bread.
Yeah, the bread looks fantastic.
They make their own bread in-house?
Well, they get it from Mancini's.
Down the strip.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. I assumed they shipped it in from somewhere, out of state.
Sicily.
You kidding me?
Out of state? You think we're getting shit from out of state for this stuff? What are you? Right here is just fine, buddy. Okay. Now I will say, this thing's been sitting at the bottom of this bag.
Yeah. That came through a little bit. Yeah.
In the bite or the look?
In the look.
In the look.
It certainly looked a little saggy.
The look.
Definitely not commercial stuff.
It's not about how it looks. You need to show some respect, please.
That's part of it. Meal.
Is that flatbread or?
You put that under a brick?
No, it's
you
not.
drove over it in a
It
bus?
was at the bottom of a bag. It was at the bottom of a bag. It was being
Could probably sit on that for 2 days.
He's got a lot of rigs.
Maybe. Honestly, maybe. All right. Oh, my God. It's so good.
So
I'm
good still.
with you guys.
Still good.
Oh. All right. Have an incredible weekend. Football is going to be amazing. We're very appreciative of it. We'll be back for Overreaction Monday. Game day tomorrow morning. We'll be live on X and on ESPN. It should be an electrifying morning in Pittsburgh. We'll see you then. Goodbye. Felt like I really nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
And almost choked on it. So. Show will be live on X, though.
Nice.
Good.
Love
For the
that.
third straight week. Last week, I had a little, I don't know, I guess we would call it internet outage in Indiana right before it went live. So we had to battle through that quickly as it got started, and the boys did a great job back at the Thunderdome. Tomorrow we'll be once again live on X from the city of Pittsburgh. We're going to have a great backdrop. I mean, we're right alongside the river. The stadium's going to be right around the corner. The city of Pittsburgh is going to show up in a big way to celebrate football. And there's a massive Notre Dame Pitt game that's going to be kicking off immediately afterwards. The stars are going to be in abundance. Pittsburgh royalty is going to be everywhere. And we can't wait for the morning. And, you know, there is a dispute going on between, you know, two parties, and there's a lot of people missing ball and missing the things that they love. Just know that on X tomorrow, game day will be live and for free. Shout out to ESPN, Jimmy Pitaro, Burke Magnus, Old Fosso, and everybody that says, yeah, let's continue to do that. That's good for our fans. That's good for football. And that's good for unifying ball fans, which is certainly something that we need at this point. So we'll be live on X tomorrow, and it should be a scene tomorrow, I believe, is how they describe these types of things, AJ.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting collection. What I know we talked about it. What is 50-50? You think fans Pitt to Notre Dame? What's it in? I want to know in the stadium. When's it going to be loudest? When who's on? Who say Notre Dame's on offense? Are the Pitt fans going to be louder than when Notre Dame's fans for Pitt's offense?
Constant noise
the whole time.
Yeah,
incredible atmosphere.
Like the World Cup.
I think it will be incredible atmosphere for real.
I do wonder what the percentage would be. Who would know that? SeatGeek would know that. And right now, you can get $30 off tickets if you use the code Pat McAfee, PATMCAFEE. That works for all event types, football, MLB, concert, Broadway, you name it. If it has tickets, SeatGeek has your tickets. And you can get $30 off with the code Pat McAfee. It doesn't matter if you're a new or repeat purchaser, $30 off with PATMCAFEE. Restrictions apply. Obviously, you're going to have to pay attention to those. And we appreciate the hell out of SeatGeek, the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and the moon. That's right, AJ.
Are we going back?
If there was an event that was going to be had, well, I've heard we've been there 6 times. Somebody said that Kim Kardashian.
I heard we are going back.
We are going back.
Yeah.
Who's doing it? Do we know the guy?
The United States of fucking America.
US
Yes.
A chimpanzee that escaped the Indianapolis Zoo, yeah.
They used to take chimps into space, right? Before they took humans?
Yeah.
Just to test, see if it worked.
Just make sure they explode.
Were they good with the joystick? Are they good pilots?
Great pilots.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, they don't get distracted. I guess no chimpanzees have ADD, so that's a big part of getting to the moon.
For whatever reason, too, they were just excellent at being able to land the lunar module, and actually lock it into the dock. It took a while for our actual male and female pilots.
So they trained our astronauts.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
They did this.
The more
they
you
did
learn.
this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sign language.
Everyone was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, whoa, we need to do that when we go to space.
But why is he still? Why don't you put a
Didn't
diaper
something
on him
just
and he poops
happen?
all over still?
Well, the pooping thing's quite an issue for a lot of animals, like fat corgis and also chimpanzees, I think. But we just caught something? I just saw something.
Bezos.
Yeah, Bezos Blue Origin became the second company to be able to successfully land the rocket after it took off.
Yes.
But didn't that catch something from the moon or Mars or something? I think there was something alongside of that with another place that whether it could catch something that comes back or it did catch something that's coming back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the thing I read was that it's like testing to see, something about the sun basically changing like the atmosphere around Mars and like why that is. Like I think that's what the ultimate goal is. I don't know if that's actually happened yet, but apparently scientists have noticed like, hey, something's going on with the suns and it's changing what's going on with Mars right now.
I don't love that.
That was an interesting theory that I didn't really think of, is like the sun basically took Mars' atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think is basically what this talked about.
Correct.
So we see it as the red planet. What this particular tweet that I read, and who knows if it's real, basically said it's red because it was fried to a crisp, basically, by the sun. The sun basically just took its entire atmosphere, which makes you wonder, did they potentially go in? Because the sun's not in there, and did they do their entire thing? Hopefully we learn that. You think it's in our lifetime we learn about any of the other shit?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be going to Mars in our life. They'll be going to Mars within the next 5-10 years, right? Sending humans.
How long does it take to get there?
Like 9 months?
years?
No. Isn't it like a 9-month ride one way or a year one way?
That's Avatar you're talking about.
They're trying to train.
The girl who's training to do it, she knows she's not coming back.
Yeah.
No, they don't. We don't have one-way missions. We know that. They say that.
I think in the next gen, like in your guys' kids' generation, is when it'll happen. Lifetime. I don't know if like we might be on the very end of when it's happened.
When we go there, or when we habitate and we build things and we live there. You're saying
to AJ Hawk's point, internet tells us it takes 7 to 10 months to get to Mars.
Okay.
AJ, I like that.
That's not
I
bad.
like that, AJ.
Because I got
7 to 10
overwhelmed
months.
when I heard like people were going to be in a spaceship for 9 months traveling one way, and then you get there knowing you have 9 or 10, 11 months back. Like that's a mental test. That's more like that right there freaks me out.
Well, maybe they put him like Jacob Sully in one of those tubes, and he's going to put you to sleep for 6, 7 months.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd
be nice.
Yeah, and you don't even know. It's just like kind of a sleepy 6 months, take a nap, wake up. We're 2 months out from Mars. Okay. Well, I need to learn a lot. What are we doing up there? And then on the way back, yep, you know the deal. We're putting your ass to sleep until we get to around the moon. Then we'll wake you up, send you back into America. Now, the thought on that just becoming reality is kind of what Elon has talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about just being able to pick up and just
he said we're going to have to, right? He's saying like there's going to be a time we have to go live on another planet.
So he's an alien, right?
I mean, sure.
Precisely.
Hybrid.
All right, let's take a break, and then on the other side, let's make our picks, and then let's have a hell of a Friday, shall we, AJ? And by the way, yeah, rest in peace.
You already finished?
Housed.
Already?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's sitting at the bottom of a bag and it's crushed and it's a little bit chilly and it's supposed to be hot. Still delightful around here. Still number one out here. All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll make our picks, and then we'll get the hell out of here for the greatest weekend in the history of weekends, because it's the next weekend. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5.
Young people all across this country, if you served in the military, we want you to know that when you get out of the military, no matter how long you serve, there are veterans benefits that you've earned. Make sure that you find out about those. They can help you get started with a new home. They can help you get started in business. They can send you to school or get vocational training. Look, this isn't about the old stuffy VA that you heard about from your relatives, your parents. This is about a VA that's focused on one thing and one thing only. That's our veteran. So you know that you're out there. We love you. We support you. This secretary wants you to know these benefits are for you. Don't let them for somebody else. They're there for you and the service that you did. You raised your right hand. Now let us raise our hand and serve you. Pat, y'all have a great day down there.
We're still bringing it.
I light every bridge I see here just to watch it burn. If you seen all the hell I seen, it make your stomach turn. I think you know why I do what I do when I do.
Started with 133 teams vying for one of these coveted 12 spots for this 12-team playoff, and it came down to 2 teams in the great state of Indiana kicking this entire thing off.
I try.
of college football that it's ever had is about to have the greatest playoff it's ever had. And it all starts right here in front of Touchdown Jesus and his beautiful Irish people. And I think if you say, "Go Irish!" The Hoosiers. They'll do that all night. If you make this kick, I will double his kick to $500,000. I will also donate $250,000 to a charity of Chris Daly's choosing. Yeah, let it go.
Oh, God.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Proud of you. One kick, $750,000. The Lord is watching you. Man down. Man down.
That's all right.
$1 million. And there's a bunch of that have invaded. There's a lot of them.
We don't just beat top 25 teams, we beat the shit out of them.
Okay. Google here.
The one thing you didn't learn from me is talking all the shit you talk.
Welcome to the most electrifying atmosphere in all of sport. I know European soccer fans are wild. That's like 30 to 60,000. You're about to see all weekend 100,000 plus bananas atmosphere, and that is one part of the reason why college ball is so damn great. Why are the drones here?
Is this not a fun show? No. Serious show? Serious football. Alabama Jones is very serious.
You know, he was trying to be funny, which I get it. And, you know, my daughter Kristen loves him, so that's kind of soothed the soul a little bit that somebody in our family likes the guy.
I choose to believe. In front of Touchdown Jesus and everybody looking down. IU gets a massive win over Notre Dame. Shane, I'm sorry.
You're a real scumbag. I thought Coach Cignetti coming out here was a real disgrace to the game. He left his players in the locker room to go get some camera time for himself. I know a legend like yourself would never do something like that. Would you?
No.
No, it's disgusting. I saw it. I thought, wow, what a sad, disgusting program. Notre Dame by a million. Go Irish.
Riley Leonard and the Irish from their own two. Jeremiah Love breaks free. Jeremiah Love trying to go 98. Touchdown!
Might be fiction for a blowout here, fellas.
Couldn't wait to get to the wonderful state of OH! In the SEC, coming up to the Big Ten, when it's cold as hell, we shall settle the conversation here in beautiful Columbus. Coach, that hairline, you get a haircut every day?
Not every day. Not every day.
Big beard, big boot, Peters in tow, 500. Oh, this guy sucks. Holy hell. This guy's the worst we've ever seen. Just took out the Ohio State cheerleaders. $1 million here, JD level. Yep, this guy sucks at kicking, but we appreciate the hell out of you, Jeremy.
AJ Hart.
He has once wiped 100 times.
What? Wiped what?
Yeah, 100 times. There are actually people out there, psychos obviously, that like the non-frosted Pop-Tarts. Gary's probably one of the best football players I've ever been around. Non-frosted strawberry Pop-Tarts.
I like non-frosted Pop-Tarts.
Now, I, at one point this year, was the mayor of Conktown.
You were the mayor?
Mayor of Conktown, yeah. They voted me in there, and this is my
How do you become the mayor of Conktown?
You just got to go around and say, listen, I heart cock. I heart cocks. Sorry, numerous. Whenever we found out that there was going to be a college football playoff game in Columbus, Ohio, we were all jacked up to see this Ohio State faithful be showcased to the entire world about how much they love football. Then we walked out here to this game day set this morning, and it was like, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home. Rocky Top, Rocky Top. Well, in that song, they say it's home. Home for me is the North, and the cold is going to be Dahn. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes representing for the Big Ten. How cool was Sean Perkins, the Ohio State football team, for allowing us to hang out in their facility pretty much all day Saturday? They had 5 TVs set up, a bunch of recliners. Roosters supplied some phenomenal food.
Very Arctic temperatures. AJ Hawkins on toe warmers. Darius Bud from South Florida. He's fucking in for it. You can check up on about first quarter, fourth quarter. It's all we want. It's all we It is.
Hand off on the count. Travion Henderson in the open field. Travion Henderson is scoring. Another ton for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Story of the game thus far as Chip Kelly is going mad dummy, bruh. All of Ohio is excited. They were singing long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. First read, second read, third read, scramble, ball on the ground. Check down.
Would hate to be a Tennessee fan or a chair near Morgan Wallen because they have no hope right now.
Will Howard.
101.
Check. Jeremiah Smith. Touchdown.
By and large, these games have absolutely stunk, Pat.
Peter Herbstreit raising absolute hell.
A couple people up here with that smoky orange face paint on that are feeling like real assholes right now.
As we look to the exits, and the Volunteers fans are saying, get my ass back to the South. This one's over. Bounces it. Touchdown, Ohio State. Boys, that was wide ass open.
He's got left-handed.
500 drones, ones that we know about. This game's over, but we're still bringing it.
Maybe we'll break that today. Over $1 million to charity for a total of over $2 million given away. I got a feeling you might have somebody with a leg, Pat, trying to take some more of your money.
Yeah, Reese, I appreciate you saying that it's my money. My wife, my daughter, and my mom are happy to hear that reiterated. I think it's very clear that no business would actually sign up to give away $250,000. Jack, what year are you here at Oklahoma?
Freshman.
You're a freshman,
yes,
okay.
Okay.
You're from Houston. What's your major here?
Accounting.
Okay, so it's going to be tough to count all the dollars if you make this kick. Have you ever kicked before?
I did one time. It was kickoff in a JV game.
How was it? Was it terrible? Did you kick it out of bounds?
It sucked.
I like that.
He came prepared.
Look at this. Guy brought cleats.
First
Guy
ever.
brought cleats. What is your mindset as you go?
Honestly, I'm clear-minded. I've been listening to a lot of music, so I'm locked in right now.
Who are you listening to?
Frank Ocean.
All right. Why don't we up this to $200,000 to you? And we'll keep the $100,000 donation for the light beneath the well that obviously the Michigan player is doing to make the world better. Michigan, Oklahoma potentially coming together. You're a lefty here, okay? If Ernest Hausman can dig some wells, you can somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat and hit a 30-yard field goal, not only for your bank account, you accountant, but also for the world. Go on, Jack! So much more. All right, let's go down. Jack, come here, Jack. Jack. Oh, shit. Okay.
Look at that swing!
Unbelievable.
Jack,
upset of the week.
Jack, come here, buddy.
The scouting report did not have that going through.
Okay, so it was a $100,000 kick.
Son of a bitch.
It ends up being $200,000 to you, $100,000 to Ernest Hausman's The Light Beneath the Well, $550,000 in total over the first 2 weeks. Jack, congrats, dude. That was unbelievable.
I can't believe you hit that.
It was all worth it, bringing the cleats, doing the whole thing.
Sir. How close did that come?
2 yards.
2 yards, you cleared it by. Congrats, Jack. Let me sign this check. What a magical morning here in Notre Dame. Thank you, Ruby.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's
Another farting Dan Orlovsky situation just took place.
What do you mean? It's unbelievable.
Your butt was just talking, okay?
I did not fart.
Dan. This is 2 times now, Dan.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Feel good Friday, November 14th. This is the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat here in Indy. There's a big one this weekend, boys. Football! Oh, we got Goop. What's up, Goopy? I see you. Your Dolphins are actually looking pretty good. We'll see what happens in the picks these days. I might actually jump over and pick the Dolphins here, I think.
Okay, great work, AJ. Yeah, this is Gumpy. Okay, Gumpy is the greatest internet splunker on earth from Canada. He is a Miami Dolphins fan. My name is Pat McAfee. Thank you so much. I am from this city in which I am currently live from for game day here for Pitt Notre Dame tomorrow. We love the way AJ kind of handles his business, doesn't he?
Baby Hogger.
It's hard. Gump is such a presence. You know, sorry about that. He's such a presence.
Yeah,
I lift my head up and I see Gump right here.
Yeah, I understand. And we get excited when we see Gump, but maybe not everybody knows who the hell Gump is. Well, Gump is here to help us navigate this NFL Sunday slate and make sure we're getting all the right picks. It's not just us here you see on the screen. There's the Talkshit table as well at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Boys, we need all the info we can get whenever we're making these picks because we're trying to have a perfect slate today, Con Man.
Oh, hell yeah. We got it all locked in. A lot of stuff moving, actually. Not trades at all. It's way past the deadline, but injuries, things of that nature. We got it.
Ty Schmidt, I hope you and the Packers faithful didn't hear what a radio guy down in Atlanta said. I don't know if you heard what he said. He basically said, source says that he trusts and he respects are saying maybe LaFleur not that sweet up there in Green Bay. Listen to this, Ty.
I got an interesting phone call earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah?
From somebody I trust.
Okay.
In the media.
Okay.
Who told me to put something on my radar. I said, okay.
All right.
Who? Put it in the back of my mind. Now, the problem is I'll forget. So I had to bring it up here or else it would escape. I was told by somebody to keep an eye on Matt LaFleur. And I said, tell me more. Because we're here in the midst of the Raheem Morris discussion about short-term, long-term. We know the Raheem Morris era will end at some point with him being fired, whether it's at the end of this year, I don't know, Monday, next year, 5 games into 2026, I don't know.
Holy shit.
But I was told that the Packers, who are one of the more stable franchises in all of the NFL, might make a switch at quarterback, or at head coach, if they don't make the playoffs, which I was shocked to hear. Matt LaFleur's record with the Green Bay Packers is 72-36-1 in 7 seasons. That's one of the great starts to a career anybody's ever had.
And he's handled the whole transition to Jordan Love thing beautifully.
There's never drama. Mm-hmm. They don't attract free agents. That's why the Micah thing was so big for them, because they just don't do stuff like that. But I was told that he still has a connection with the Falcons, a good relationship, and would be interested in coming back here. And I will tell you 100%, that is the perfect choice for this franchise that could save them. Like I'm talking about, if Green Bay was ever, and this to me would be short-sighted, if they're ever in the position where like we just can't move forward with Matt LaFleur, if Raheem's employed and Matt LaFleur is not, Raheem's unemployed the next day. You go get Matt LaFleur as your head coach, play sheet in his hand, bring stability in a way. You ready for this? That Dan Reeves brought it in the 90s when the Falcons were following Jerry Glanville and June Jones, and they needed stability. Dan was further along in his career, but remember what Dan brought? Experience, winning. He could work with young quarterbacks. Matt LaFleur can bring all that stuff, because you and I both know this, Charles. After you go back-to-back first-time head coaches, what do you have to do?
Oh, yeah, you got to go with experienced guy.
I think Arthur's going to say we need a commodity. Now, my fear is that would be Mike McCarthy, and that would scare the hell out of me because Mike McCarthy doesn't do much for me. But if Matt LaFleur, if what I was told is true, that the Packers would even consider moving on from LaFleur if they miss the playoffs, if I'm the Falcons, snap him up. No brainer.
Hey, turn off nose, too. Turn off nose down there at 680 The Fan in Atlanta. And Ty, do you hear the way other teams are speaking about your coach, and does that make you change your tune a little bit? I heard a good record there, Gump. Did our years, were we the only ones that heard that record?
That is a good record.
70-20-1 or something like that, I believe is what he said. And then I heard somebody fart into a microphone. I don't know if that was in Atlanta or back there at the Thunderdome. But Ty, that's who your head coach is. Let's remember that. You know, one team's potential perspective trash is another's. What do they say? One trash, one treasure.
Yeah.
Is the other way. Does that change the way you think about this season, Ty, knowing now how Atlanta's turnoff potentially feels about LaFleur?
I mean, it certainly is a bit startling, and that makes sense. You know, I could see Matt LaFleur, while his team is 5-3-1 and in the middle of a division race and trying to get into the playoffs, I could see him being like, you know what? I wouldn't mind going back and coaching in Atlanta. I could see that happening, so that certainly makes sense. No, this, hey, listen, this would be a home run for Atlanta. If this were to happen and Matt LaFleur were to be let go and Atlanta hires him, I mean, you want to talk about winning the offseason, winning the coaching cycle, certainly. But what I'm more concerned with is every opportunity Peter Schrager gets, he's opening up his goddamn mouth and saying, hey, Jeff Hafley to the Giants. You know, just last year, the Ben Johnson had the opportunity to go into Chicago with the Lions. And remember, they beat them like a drum. He did everything in his playbook, and that really wowed Bears ownership and you know, everyone in that organization. That's why they went to hire him. And Jeff Hafley has that opportunity to do that this Sunday. So the LaFleur thing's one thing. Listen, if they don't get the offense fixed, his ass probably is going to get fired. And if they don't make the playoffs, I think it's very fair to say that Carmen Policy is going to say, all right, pal, there's a reason I didn't give you an extension before the season. Hit the fucking bricks. But I need Schrager to stop trying to get Jeff Hafley out of town as the defensive coordinator. On every single one of these fucking shows. He's been doing it for several days now, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I think the conversation around policy making moves is certainly a policy that we like. Him not giving the extension to Gutekunst and LaFleur was almost a message. Don't you think, AJ?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you go in there, it's like a prove-it year, I feel like, isn't it? Hey, you go out there and I don't know exactly how far he has to go to make Gutekunst and the rest of the organization happy. I mean, what does that look like? How many, you got to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, I don't know about Super Bowl, but, like, there has to be some sort of growth. Like, they've done the whole, hey, we're going to make the playoffs, win a game, and then that's it.
You definitely need to start scoring more points, obviously.
Yeah, that of course, but also, like, policy's a dog. From day one, didn't he come on and say, like, yeah, we're not just going to extend these guys for no reason. Like, they got to prove it.
They already had that. Sorry. Go ahead, Pat.
No, I was going to say, and then he makes that huge Micah play. It's like, hey, we are different than what we used to be is what he's saying, Ty, to kind of echo what Connor just said there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this has not been the way the Packers have operated, obviously, for quite some time. But when they made the playoffs a couple years ago, you know, in Love's first year, like, that was like the big surprise. Like, wow. This team, this super young team, they won a playoff game, but you know it's the same deal with the Steelers, like, and the Packers. Like, after a while, getting to the playoffs and then getting beat like a drum in the first round, like, that doesn't mean shit. This team is one of the most storied franchises in the NFL. Like, you need to at least make a deep run into the playoffs because, again, Jordan Love isn't on a rookie contract. He's making $55 million a year. You traded for Micah Parsons. Like, you have two of the highest paid guys in the NFL on both sides. So, like, you got to go do something with that. And I don't think getting into the first round of the playoffs and getting beat is, like, people want to see a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Super Bowl teams. Let's talk about the Sunday slate. Last night, we both picked the New England Patriots to cover by 12.5. They did. The Hammer Dahn boys told us the under was the right bet. That hit as well. Are we seeing the board better than ever? We shall see. Look at DoorDash delivering for everybody on their game days. We appreciate that. We're 1-0 heading into the weekend. Washington Commanders taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 2.5 in Madrid, Spain. 9:30 a.m. kickoff, which is obviously spectacular for ball fans. Gumpy, let's hear it. What are your thoughts? Your favorite in a game. Way to go, dude. Way to go,
Gump.
I don't know if everybody knows this, but Miami actually been adopted as Spain's team. They're going to continue to
Why
go.
would you do that to a new country?
Well, they're just.
Why
that's
would
how
we
it is.
let that
Where'd you
happen?
hear that, Gump?
That's how it is.
That
We're going to be
cannot-
we're going to be going there every year. We gave up a home game to go there this year. This is what's going to happen.
No, but Spain is like a great place. Remember, we've been seeing out of the Espanol following with J.J. Watt. In the morning we drink coffee, in the afternoon it's rum, and then we play soccer and we win. Everyone is Espanol, Espanol. Looky, 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 it's another fucking goal. Yeah, like we like these people, don't we? We like Spain. Why would we place the Dolphins upon them? That's like the kids that are born Jets fans. We watched them last week with Sauce Gardner when he got traded, and they're running around crying, and everybody's like, "Yo, that's the first of many, kid. Just get used to it. That's kind of what it is." Why are we doing that to Spain? You wouldn't wish this life upon an entire country, would you? Why would you? Why would you say that?
I mean, if I was a fan in Spain and I just saw what the Dolphins did to the Bills and they're marching into Spain, I'd be happy to them be my squad.
All
you
right.
know.
2.5-point favorites. You like that or
Yeah, I mean, they love us there. Malik Washington, he's going to score a touchdown. He got a jersey from Fernando Torres, Liverpool Atletico Madrid legend.
not? Okay. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
I'm not going to lie. I've been leaning Dolphins for a while, but you know what? I got to trust my instincts. I'm taking the Commanders on this one.
Wow.
Okay.
You can get 3 if you want the Commanders.
I'll take Commanders at +3 then, yeah.
All right, I'll take Commanders +3 as well. Okay, let's go to the next game, shall we? As we move on.
All right.
Chargers versus the Jaguars. Chargers favored by 2.5 going in to Duval. Obviously, heartbreak last week for Jacksonville in the end. Chargers starting to find themselves. Anything we need to know about this line, Tone Diggs? 69% on the Chargers we see there.
69% on the Chargers. It is 2.5 or 3, so you get Chargers minus 2.5 or the Jaguars plus the 3. Obviously, we know with the Chargers, they had their offensive line issues as far as injuries are concerned and how PFF feels about them. But other than that, everything is pretty up and up as far as the starters and things like that, as you know.
Travis Hunter, obviously out.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, what's the question for him? Is he a guy? Is he not a guy? Well, the Chargers' defense is certainly problematic. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
I have a hard time picking against. I really like this Chargers team, but for whatever reason, I like the Jags here at +3 at home.
Okay, you got the Jags +3. I'll take the Chargers minus 2.5. Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Both these teams, I guess, who knows? More so, Carolina Panthers feel like they could be good. Atlanta Falcons, down, up, down, up. They're like a Catholic church session with the way they kind of go about playing this season. Ty Schmidt, Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons, your immediate lean is what?
I'm going to say Panthers. You know, I know Rico Dowdell is once again a bit banged up, but I think last week was a little bit of an aberration. You know, like the Panthers have been kind of up and down, but the Falcons are just like 1 week, and it really hasn't been like this for a while. Early on in the season, 1 week they looked like world beaters, and then they looked like shit, and then I feel like they've kind of bottomed out in the last few weeks, so I like the Panthers.
Something we need to think about, too, as the Falcons continue to play against the Panthers is the Rams have the Falcons' first-round pick. So right now the Rams have a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, and they're also a Super Bowl favorite. So the Falcons are either going to really screw the entire NFC by sucking and then giving the Rams a top 10 pick, letting them get a great player and or their future at quarterback. So, you know, Atlanta might need to pick it up a little bit here. We're gonna need you here. Yeah, they're 10th right now. A loss to the Panthers would not be good because I don't think their schedule is too favorable.
Certainly in play to potentially get a top 5 pick. I mean, depending upon what the rest of the year looks like. I think there's going to be some draft conversation on the show tomorrow. I'm happy that we got that list in there. Who do you like? How do you like it, Gumsh?
I like the Falcons just because they're at home. They seem to show up at home, and they lost 30-0 away to the Panthers. Maybe a little revenge here.
AJ, who do you like?
I like the Falcons here as well. I mean, 3.5 feels like a lot, but I would take the Falcons at home. I think Raheem Morris, he sees those comments being made about his job and his job security. He wants to make sure he gets a win and shuts that up.
Okay, can I get 4 or 4.5 on this, or is it just 3.5?
3.5 across the board.
Is Dowdle not playing? Is that what you said?
He's banged up, but I think all indications are that he should be able to go, but it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I'll take the Carolina Panthers plus 3.5.
Yeah, post-Germany, 1 o'clock game.
True.
Yeah, Hey.
Ooh.
That's tough for Atlanta.
Overtime game. Yeah, good point.
Overtime Germany game.
Second flight out, we've learned.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just saw them play good against the Colts.
How much do they have left in that tank?
Colts kind of bottled up Bijan, though.
Raheem Morris knows, too, now, like, dude, if I don't win, freaking Matt LaFleur's the coach.
Turnoff says it.
Yeah.
Gotta happen.
Done deal.
All right, give me the. I'll take the Panthers. I'll take the Panthers plus 3.5. And on this field right behind us, the Cincinnati Bengals will be traveling to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, it'll come one day after Notre Dame Pitt on this exact same field that has certainly been questioned before. So look for it to be a little bit of a mutter on Sunday. Who does that help? Who does that hurt? 4.5 is the current spread with the Steelers being the favorite. Tone Diggs, what should we be thinking in this? As 66% of the bets are on the Cincinnati Bengals plus 4.5.
Yes, everybody loves the Bengals. I saw for the Bengals, Shamar Stewart is out as well as Trey Hendrickson, so neither of those guys will be back for the defense that has not been great so far. Steelers in 1 o'clock window, right where we want them, and we already blew a primetime game against the Bengals this year, so we already got that out of the way, so I'm actually feeling pretty good about this one.
Connor, what is the story? Joe Burrow has been practicing the last few days. Doesn't mean he's playing, but just means he's back to potentially playing. Is that the story we're getting?
Yeah, bingo. 3 straight days of practice for Joe Burrow. He's already been designated to return off the IR, so his window's open. It's looking like it's not going to be this week, but it seems as though next week that he might practice. I mean, play rather. If you do 3 straight, if he's doing stuff like this on a turf toe, he must be pretty healthy. Everything we heard from Jason Glazer kind of indicates that he is feeling good, and he attacked his rehab. Kind of butchered that, but whatever. But so I would assume that the vibes, at least in the Bengals, are pretty good, and they know, hey, if we win one of these next 3 at least, and then Burrow comes back, then they got a shot.
Why is he wearing green sweats? Why is he wearing green sweats? What's going on out there?
What kind of sweats are the other guys wearing?
Black.
Those team issued?
Everybody. Black.
Look at Joey Flack moving.
Yeah, why is he wearing green?
I don't know. I don't like that at all.
He's a fashion guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that pizzazz.
At least they're not super baggy, though.
Yeah, I don't care. This is, what are we?
It is kind of weird.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers, whatever. I don't like that that's happening. I don't like. I don't know. That's not how I. Man, I just feel like
a lot of coaches would send you back in. A lot of coaches would send you back in and get your team issue on it.
It seems like such a small detail, but I feel like I just learned a lot about Joey Burrow and the Bengals right there, AJ. Like, legitimately, I feel like I just learned a lot about it over there.
Yeah.
Just by the color of the sweatpants. And people are going to say that's ridiculous and absurd for me to say. I get it. You've never been a part of an NFL team either. But, like, that's a decision and a choice, and then everybody else sees it as well. I don't know if I like that at all. And I love Joey Burrow. Yeah. I feel like I'm one of his biggest fans, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Steelers. If that's allowed to be happening over there, they obviously got everything out of control.
I'm sure Zach Taylor put the hammer down, though, after he saw that.
Yeah, he might have actually put the pants in his locker for him to wear. He need to be dressing different to everybody else. Because he is, by the way. Joey Burrow is different to everybody else. Flacco's certainly been great. This Pittsburgh Steelers defense, throughout the entirety of the season hasn't been fantastic, but as of the last couple of weeks, they've been much better. Mm-hmm. Will Joey Flack get the Pittsburgh Steelers back-to-back as a Cincinnati Bengals quarterback? I don't think so. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 4.5 here at Acrisure Stadium. What are your thoughts, AJ?
Yeah, I'm going to go Steelers minus 4.5 at home. I feel like the Steelers have to find a way to double Jamar this game or whatever. We saw. Remember last time they
not
played?
have the same game plan.
It was a Jamar show for no doubt. He's going to get his, but maybe they won't give him 12 or 14 catches.
Why is he wearing?
Someone might have poured hot coffee or something on his original pants, his black ones, right as they were going out to practice.
Yeah, but they're black sweats, so you can have coffee.
But it's probably hot. He's like, God, it's hot all over my dong area. Like, I got to change.
Oh, okay. Too hot.
Where's the Bengals logo?
Then it'll be too cold. Maybe it'll be too cold. Because once you get hot coffee on your dong area, it's hot. And you go outside.
Then he's sick all of a sudden.
Icy cold.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe
never recover.
But maybe it was mayonnaise, too, dropping out of one of these Rudy sub sandwiches he was eating. And anytime you get mayonnaise on the groin area, especially with black sweats, everybody automatically assumes this guy's got cum on his face.
Yep.
So maybe that's what happened. Maybe
That's a good point.
Mayonnaise.
That's true. Imagine this conversation if he was running with white mayonnaise all over his dong area. Pat. You would be
Yeah, maybe they were a gift.
I was excited to be back playing ball.
And the Bengals don't want that to be the narrative about the entire thing, and neither does Joe. Okay, so I get it now. All right, I didn't even think about that being an outcome. I'm happy we kind of worked it through. He dropped mayonnaise on his pants. We've all been there. People judge you. He said, give me the green sweats, even though everybody else is wearing black sweats. That's Joey B football. Okay, we appreciate him doing that. And Justin, seems like we all like the Steelers. Let's go. Houston Texans, favored by 5.5, headed into the team that has the projected #1 overall pick again. The Tennessee Titans. Anything we need to know about this one, Tone?
Titans coming off of a bye. We all know how good Coach McCoy is off of the bye.
legs.
And then C.J. Stroud is still out with a concussion, so we will have Davis Dougie Mills starting again on the road for the Texans.
26 zip in the fourth, right, for the Houston Texans? That's what they're coming off. So what that sounds like to me is Dougie Mills figured it out. And Dougie Mills going to Music City, I think he's about to sing quite a tune.
Yeah.
I like the Houston Texans -5, if I can get it.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
A -5 Houston Texans in Nashville, even though I love that city. Go ahead, AJ.
I'm going to take the Houston Texans -5. I think old Davis Dougie Mills showed us some stuff last week. I think he's going to continue to ride that heater.
Yeah, I was about to say, not just last week. Dougie's been putting tape on. We like him.
I love Dougie Mills. He should be starting for an NFL team.
Well, he is. He's got
full time. Maybe not my team, but somebody's.
How many teams you got?
You guys would fucking love to have.
Oh my God.
Tua's spinning it right now.
I understand he's spinning it, but for the good of Spain in their football fanhood.
Spain would love Dougie Mills.
Dougie Mills' neck in Spain. They might try and keep him there.
Ooh. All right, let's go to the next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Buffalo Bills. J.J. Watt is on the call. Both these teams coming off a loss. 63% of the bets are on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting 6.5, or can they get even more?
No, it's actually, I'm seeing 5.5s across the board, and there's 1-6 out there now.
Okay, so now it's down to 6, I guess, is what you can get if you like the Buffalo Bills. AJ, your thoughts on how the game's going to go?
Man, the Buffalo Bills I was picking them to win the Super Bowl before the season. I still don't count that out, but I like the Tampa Bay Bucks here coming off a loss, getting 6.5.
You get 6.
Bucky Irving is out. Chris Godwin is out. I believe Hassan Reddick is also out. I'm not sure about Anthony Nelson, the player who got one of BA's balls a few weeks back for his performance against the Saints. And then Dalton Kincaid also did not practice yesterday. Yeah, there it is. He is out. Another D lineman for them, Fedarian Mathis. Unbelievable spelling. He not playing is actually huge because they are so banged up on the D line for Buffalo.
Okay, so I like the Buffalo Bills. -5 is what I heard I can get. AJ, who are you on?
I'm on the Tampa Bay Bucks here at what?
+6.
+6, okay.
Okay, Green Bay Packers, fresh off a great performance, taking on the New York Giants, favored by 7.5 at MetLife. 63% of the bets are on the Green Bay Packers. Ty Schmidt, it doesn't sound like you've been as optimistic about the Green Bay Packers long term, but 7.5-point favorites on the road with 63% of the people betting on them. Feels like the rest of the world likes Green Bay this weekend. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is a part of me that thinks this could be like the Jameis coming out party where he throws for a bunch of touchdowns and a bunch of yards. But we were talking before the show, and Connor mentioned, in the wake of Travion Henderson having that 3-touchdown game last night, BA saying how rookies basically just need to be ready to go like right now. The Packers, I think, expected a lot of Matthew Golden. He didn't play last week, but he's a guy they need to get going this week big time. Ever since Tucker Kraft got hurt, they haven't really been able to run the ball. Like, they need Matthew Golden. I kind of expect him to have a big game, and I think this is a good bounce back spot for the Packers because everyone is kind of, potentially exaggerating their demise pretty early here.
AJ, who do you like?
I like the Packers here. I think, Jameis might have a little bit of magic in him, but I like what this Packers defense is able to do, and hopefully the offense finds a way to get going.
6.5.
Okay,
I will
6.5
take the Packers
sure.
at -6.5 alongside AJ Hawk. Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, NFC North battle. 61% of the money is on the Chicago Bears heading into J.J. McCarthy's world. I'm sorry, Nine's world there. 9 is favored by 2.5. What am I not seeing here, Ty Schmidt?
Bears defense is very, very, very banged up.
Yeah, they just announced T.J. Edwards in the middle. He's their leader on defense. He's their middle linebacker. He is out. on Sunday.
JJ's going to get a win, and he just feels like that's who JJ McCarthy is.
Already beat the Bears once in Chicago.
That was his coming out party.
Yeah, that's what. That's what.
That's when 9 was born, if you will.
Yeah.
No, 9's been there, brother. 9's won a national championship. 9 was on the bench last year getting rehabilitation, but it was always down in there. And it's all about controlling 9 so we can keep the competitive stamina and the spirit throughout all 4 quarters. How do you keep 9 on track? Well, if 9 wins more games, people are going to have to respect 9 and JJ for the time that he does on a football field. I guess I'll take the Minnesota Vikings minus 2.5, even though I don't love it at all. I love Ben Johnson. I'd love to hear good, better, best, never let it rest, and do good is better and better is best, because I love that quote personally. I've certainly known it for a long, long time. No, fuck that. Give me the Bears.
Yeah. Also, for the Vikings, TJ Edwards being out for the Bears, big deal. Jonathan Grenard hasn't practiced this week for the Vikings, so not sure if he's going to be good to go.
I just thought of no, the Chicago Bears stole that one last week. Give me the Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings minus 2.5. I'm going to take the Vikings minus 2.5. Still believe in the Bears long term, but I like the Vikings this weekend to win that game. What do you think, AJ?
I'm kind of with you. I mean, your waffling back and forth got me thinking for sure, but I was leaning Vikings early. I'm going to stick with it. Vikings minus 2.5 at home.
This is a good football game. This is a good football game. We like that this football game is happening. A lot of them across the slate, including the San Francisco 49ers of Brock Purdy, I do believe, favored by 2.5, flying into beautiful Phoenix, Arizona to be taking on the Arizona Cardinals. 72% of the money is on the San Francisco 49ers, and Brock Purdy will return as the San Francisco 49ers starting quarterback versus Cardinals. Kyle Shanahan told the 49ers game plan, which is a great show. We love 49ers game plan.
Oh, yeah.
We turn that show on every week. And because of the YouTube ESPN dispute, we've actually had to find different ways to watch 49ers game plan. And we've certainly been able to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge our way to being able to hear the 49ers game plan show, because that one's the fucking show, isn't it, not coming?
Especially with Shanahan. Always gets
when
on
he
the
stops
mic.
by, he always says something.
It's good ball talk.
He's got such a good flat bill on. He always looks cool. And he says Brock Purdy is our quarterback. I think Brock Purdy crushes this weekend. Give me the San Francisco 49ers minus 2.5, AJ.
Yep, give me the San Francisco 49ers as well. Brock Purdy, I think he's been. Can you imagine how the pent-up energy this dude has to get back in the field? He's heard Con Man say that Mac's taking his gig.
Whoa.
He's not going to have a job anymore, so he's ready to get out there and show us that he's still the man.
Somebody's playing drums on the microphone. If you could stop doing that, that'd be great. You're blowing out my eardrums. The Seattle Seahawks are taking on the LA Rams. 75% of the bets are on the Seattle Seahawks. That's wild to think about, as the Rams are favored by 3.5, and they're going to be in their midnight mode jerseys. Matthew Stafford's going to look so damn cool. I cannot wait to see how that turns out in SoFi. 4 o'clock slate, absolutely loaded this week, we feel. Seattle Seahawks, one of the best teams in ball. 75% of the money's on the Seattle Seahawks. Is it plus 3.5, plus 4? What is the most we can get, Tone?
Yeah, you can get the most you could get if you want the Seahawks is plus 3.5 or minus 3 for the Rams.
Okay, so give me plus 3.5 Seattle Seahawks. LA Rams might win the game. This is a twofer. I don't want to put it on the official record.
Love that.
Okay.
No, never mind. Completely forget what I just said. Seattle Seahawks plus 3.5. I like where they're at. I like where they're at a lot. I don't know who wins, but I like the Seattle Seahawks plus 3.5. I think this is a road game. McDonald on the road has been damn near unstoppable. And, I think this is a big one for Sam Darnold to continue to be Sam Darnold of now as opposed to Sam Darnold of yesteryear. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
Man, this is a tough one, too, when you think about me. The Seattle defense scored twice last week. I like the Rams here. I can get the Rams at minus 3, Tone? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the Rams at home. What are they called again? What's their dark uniforms? Midnight
mode.
I like midnight mode. Midnight mode, Matthew Stafford. He stays on track to win the MVP, possibly. Give me the Rams.
Okay, there's a chance both. Con Man, you were going to say something, I think, before I cut you off?
No, all good. Not at all. But Sam Darnold, I think they were talking about it earlier on the broadcast TV, whatever the fuck. It's kind of a redemption day game for Darnold. Last time the Vikings, when he was with the Vikings, they went and played the Rams. He got absolutely shit kicked. So they were talking about that angle. Also for the Seattle Seahawks, now the second week with Rashid Shaheed in the lineup. So their offense probably going to be firing on a much higher cylinder. And, of course, the Cooper Kupp return. We talked about it yesterday. That's seemingly a big deal. Puka Nacua is already like, I can't wait to see Cooper Kupp. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So he might not be thinking about ball, man.
Nine and Dime podcast. Hopefully he has another episode maybe before the game with Stafford and Cup. 75% of the money on Seattle is crazy. Congrats to the Seahawks. Getting some respect. That's what that says to me. Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. Chiefs favored by 3.5 with 58% of the money. Gumpy, your first thoughts on this line?
This feels like the Chiefs. AFC West, Broncos at the top right now. This is still the Chiefs division, and I think they show it in a big way. Broncos kind of been skating by lately. They've been winning games, but they've been tight. I don't think they can do that this week.
AJ, your thoughts on what Gumpy just said and how you see this game going?
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I completely agree with Gump. I kind of have the same thought when I think about it. Can I get him at -3? And I don't mean I hate to say it. As you were saying it, though, Gump, I was just co-signing every single statement you had. Give me the Chiefs on this one.
Is it -3 or is it -3.5 across the board?
It's 3.5 or 4. So if you wanted the Broncos, you can get 4.
Okay, I'll take the Chiefs -3.5. Okay. You know what? -4, actually. Give me the Chiefs -4.
Okay, I'll take that.
No,
I don't want that.
Don't do it. I would take that half point, please. Yes. I just got over 500 for the first time last week. Ravens, Browns. Ravens favored by 7.5 with 78% of the vote. Yep. I'll run it as well. Give me the Baltimore Ravens -7.5 in Cleveland. I like Dylan Gabriel, though. I don't think he's bad. And that's kind of quietly not been a story anymore. Because until Dylan Gabriel plays full ass cheeks, which is definitely going to come, maybe this game, maybe the Baltimore Ravens defense can fully click and confuse the young quarterback. But I see him spinning it, making good decisions, and it's not really a conversation. So good for Dylan Gabriel, good for them and all of it. But Ravens are on a comeback revenge tour after starting the season like absolute bums. Sportsbooks had them as the favorites in the AFC North, even whenever they only won one game in the first 6 or whatever the case was. That's because they know what they have. 78% of the money doesn't scare me because it's already hit this season at 80% rate. Give me the Ravens -7.5. I love what they're about to do in Cleveland.
Man, see, yeah, Lamar he missed one practice with just a sore knee, but they said he's fine. He's full go. He will be okay on Sunday. You know what? For whatever reason, I like the Browns here. I think the Browns find a way. Their defense finds a way to keep this game close. So give me the Browns +7.5.
What do you guys think about the situation with the quarterback, Pat? Because I agree with what you said, especially after the Patriots played the Browns. Dylan Gabriel is solid. He is a good quarterback. He'll be in the NFL for a while. But at what point do you think that they say, okay, we've seen Dylan, he's great, we can, have him be our guy? Do you think there's a time where this season where it's like, let's just put Shador out there just to at least see? Because say he goes and plays really well, then he could be a trade piece, or Dylan Gabriel could be a trade piece. Do you think that's a possibility at some point?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Shador could play for the Plum Mustangs. We'd certainly love it. But fifth round draft pick rookie, 3rd round draft pick rookie. If they think Dylan Gabriel is their guy for the future, they should give him more reps, right? That's kind of the balance. If you think he's the guy, you should give him more reps. Backup quarterbacks aren't getting a lot of reps in practice because the starting quarterback is who they want to go with. So if we do want to get a look at Shador, I love it. I certainly wouldn't mind watching Shador Sanders play football in the NFL again. Certainly would enjoy that. Or watch him play football just in general. But if Dylan Gabriel is your guy, more reps the better. That is what we're trying to get in this entire thing. Now, I think, do they think long-term Dylan's the guy? Do they think he's not? I think they're probably trying to figure that out. But that's why the conversation is what it is whenever they draft him in the 3rd round, then they draft Shador in the 5th round, then they bring in Kenny Pickett, they bring in Joe Flacco. It's like, how are you going to be able to manage it all? And what if you do find a guy, is everybody else going to be able to find? Well, we're going to trade Joe. We're going to get Kenny out of here. And then we're going to play Dylan Gabriel. And then Shador, is he the backup? Well, we'll see. It's like, all right, well, you're going to piss off everybody. That is, it's an interesting dynamic. But if Dylan's your guy, I think you got to give him reps. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if he is, the more the better, AJ. That is kind of how I would view it if I was on the team.
Yeah, and the fact that they draft him in the 3rd round, they want him to be the guy. So, yeah, he needs to get every single possible look he can in practice and the game. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so. Now, granted, to your point, though, Connor, can we just get a look at this guy? You guys.
I would like a look at Shador. You're right. It would be good to see him in real game action.
Even if you even if they say to Dylan, "Hey, you are our guy," but we're just going to give Shador a game. And I'm
then he goes and throws 4 touchdowns, and he's not.
Yeah, not mid-season, end of the year.
Yeah.
But if
still got Deshaun Watson too.
Oh yeah,
is he
come back? He could. At some point, he's out.
Comeback trail.
At some point this year, he will be healthy enough to play, won't he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Connor, I just think if they think Dylan's their guy, reps.
Yeah.
We need as many as possible. Like every situation is good situation because it's a situation and he needs more situations. Like that is how, if they think he's the guy. If they don't think he's the guy, why not try to see what Shador's got? Like that is certainly something a lot of us would like to see. But that all comes down to what they think is actually going to be the future there.
Yeah, that's just what I thought about watching the Jets because as you're watching them, it's like, okay, this team's nowhere close. But what happens if they get a quarterback and then you just start going through the draft and what draft pick they'll have and stuff, and then you start thinking like, shit, there are guys out there who like Shador who haven't had an opportunity. Like, do you take a flyer on one of those guys and try and pull him out? Do the Browns even trade a Shador? But yeah, it's just a crazy situation.
Very crazy situation, and obviously all those teams could have drafted Shador.
Yeah.
Baltimore wanted to draft Shador, and then they were told no because they didn't want, the potential sit behind Lamar, even though Lamar may be an incredible guy to sit behind and learn from. But now there's Cleveland. We'll see how it all works out. We would like to see Shador play football, but also we'd like the Cleveland Browns to make good football decisions for their team, which I think Cleveland Browns fans say, ha! Yeah, right. That's not how it goes around here. Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday Night Football. Thank God we got a banger.
Yep.
Because we're actually going to be waiting all day for Sunday night. Jared Goff and Gibbs going to Philly fights. Jalen Hurts and Sirianni with A.J. Brown saying, "Where's the ball for me?" So they got a lot. They got a lot going on in Philadelphia. Always, they were able to win a Super Bowl with always having drama somehow. Like, hey, don't have distractions. Don't have drama. Don't have negative vibes. Philadelphia's like, yeah, right, brother. We're going to have it every day, all the time. We're going to win games and people are going to be pissed off, including our own fans. They're going to call for our head coach's job after we're fucking 6-1. They're going to say, we need this guy out of here. Then we're going to go on to win a Super Bowl somehow. And then on the flip side, the Detroit Lions, they've completely saved an entire city of football fandom by having some greatness with MC-DC, who's not scared to be a tough guy, and Jared Goff, who's resurrected his career from being a guy who was kicked out of the city of stars to a guy whose name is chanted all around Detroit Rock City. Who wins? How do they win? Is there any different lines, Tone Diggs? And 82% of the public bets riding with the Lions plus 2.5.
There are no other lines. It is 2.5 across the board. And then when you look at injuries, Lions, Terrion Arnold, Kirby Joseph, and Sam Laporta did not practice. Lane Johnson did practice for the Eagles. So that's your injury report for the game.
Foxy, 82% of the people are betting on your team. Congratulations being at this point of life. How do you feel getting 2.5 points in Philadelphia on Sunday night?
I love it. Got a quick stat for you. Jared Goff, 22-10 against the spread as an underdog with the Detroit Lions. I assume that's why 82% of the people are riding with the Detroit Lions. Like you mentioned, the Eagles are kind of a mess right now. The media, at least, is making it that way, which as a fan of the Lions, I actually don't like, because that means I think they could come in, rally and make this a really good game. But I like where the Lions sit. I like where MC-DC sits calling plays. So we'll see how this goes. This is a big, big test for our Lions.
Oh, I forgot about Four Eyes MC-DC back behind the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Gumpy, your thoughts on this game here?
I love the Lions, but it reeks. It smells like a square dog a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles win, but I would, as a betting man, I would like the Lions on the points.
82% of the bets plus 2.5 for the Detroit Lions is what he is referring to as stinky. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
I mean, Dan Campbell calling plays. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff, I have to go with them. Give me the Lions plus 2.5.
Hook, line, and sinker. I'm going with the Lions as well. Okay. Hey, you got us, sportsbooks. Exactly what you wanted us to do. We did it. Okay, congratulations. They might be running closed Sicilian against us. It's great to have this plum football hoodie on. It's great to be back in the city of Pittsburgh. Tomorrow will be a hell of a celebration of the greatest sport on earth, football, here in the city of Pittsburgh. We hope you will join us. College Game Day will be live on ESPN. It will also be live on our X account if you cannot get to ESPN due to any disputes that are taking place. AJ, I know you're going to DoorDash, and you can win every week with DoorDash Streak. Save up to $250 this season when you order on game days. AJ, I know you like that pizza.
I like the white like linen glove, holding it like that all awkwardly with your thumb over top more, actually.
AJ, I know
Grab
you
that
like
slice.
that pizza.
There you go.
Wow.
Right through the paper.
The paper is part of the problem there.
Where's the paper? I don't get it.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect. You got short arms, dude.
Yeah, geez.
AJ, tell us about that pizza that you're holding right there.
This
Edge.
beautiful looking, that pizza actually doesn't look that good. So I don't know why this Muppet or whatever this thing is doing is holding it like it is, but maybe that's why, because he's so disgusted by this piece of pizza that he's going to hold it with his thumb all weird and with gloves.
Oh, you think he's about to throw that piece of pizza?
Right.
He's trying to throw it.
I haven't even thought about that. So the Muppet or the duck that is holding that piece of pizza is saying, get this shit out of here. Let me DoorDash some good pie. And I'm going to do a lot of that here in Pittsburgh. I couldn't even fathom all the great pizzas in the local spots that are on DoorDash here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Holy fuck. Have you thought about that, Tone?
Yeah, I just did. There's one in mind.
I literally just thought of it, Tone. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But unfortunately, I know a lot of those mom and pop shop owners, and they're saying we ain't letting DoorDash take any of our money.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
I
smart.
actually just opened it. As you were saying it, I just thought of that too. Like, you think Dallas Salas is letting DoorDash fucking do anything?
Not a chance.
But it's just because the quality. The quality's so high. And DoorDash does a great job of actually transporting your food in the concealed bags to keep them warm. But with those mom and pop shops, they just have so much strength, honor, and respect for their product that they know it just means more when you come into the shop.
Yeah, strength and honor obviously is what we're looking for whenever you're having a slice of pie around here.
That's right.
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey, great work back there in Indianapolis, boys. Crushed it this week.
You, brother.
You too, dude. You too.
Big week.
Behind the glass. Oh, it was a big week. I completely forgot about it. It was a huge week. Great work behind the glass, boys.
Work, boys.
Graphic design boys, way to go out there, GDP.
There you go.
Good work, boys.
GDPs.
JDB.
Mitt, really good work, Mitt. Almost saved chimpanzee today, Mitt. Tough week for the McMahon family. Mitt showed up every single day. We appreciate him for doing that. AJ, thank you for traveling to Indianapolis, Indiana, here at the Thunderdome. You're the greatest, man. You are truly one of a kind, and nobody will ever dispute that.
Appreciate that. Good job. You guys, you and Gump gonna have a nice dinner tonight? Where are you going?
I'm about to eat like 7. I'm about to eat a lot.
You got a lot of people asking you to come eat, don't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of food that's about to be enjoyed. Great food, so I'm here for it.
Let's go.
It's going to be one of those ones. I've talked about this whenever when I got arrested for public intoxication. I was put in the NFL substance abuse program. Okay, 3 months in the first phase, I aced it, and then they moved me into the second phase. I wasn't happy about that. Second phase was just like the first phase, but it was 24 months long. So in total, 27 months of substance abuse program. I was tested over 200 times, 8 times a month. I was tested, and couldn't do anything. Couldn't be seen with a beer. Couldn't do anything. I used to vacation back in the city of Pittsburgh. I'd come spend Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday back in Pittsburgh, and we would just do one thing and one thing alone, and that would be hammer booze. I mean, we would just absolutely hammer booze.
What?
And I had to stop, for 27 months. I had to completely cut it out. And I was getting tested a lot. I learned a lot about myself. Cold turkey on everything. And then the lockout happened. And the lockout was no testing, okay, because the lockout was happening. There was no testing. So I said, I'm going to booze every day of this lockout so that when it's over, I don't want to booze anymore. Like that is, I'm gonna really do it. That lockout ended up being 100-some days. And I'll tell you, I did not expect that. But lo and behold, by the end of that thing, I did not want anything to do with booze. And I would like to thank the city of Pittsburgh because they were a big part of that time during the lockout. I'd like to thank Nick. Nick's liver and kidney and insides also took a big hit through that time. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for everything during that hard time. But yeah, appreciate that. I know we won hard. We didn't expect that lockout to be that long. I don't think any of us did, but boy, we certainly went. And by the time it was over, it was like, all right, I'm not drinking anymore. What today's going to be is I'm going to eat so much food today from here where it's like, all right, I'm good until the next time I come back to Pittsburgh because there's so much good food. So I'm about tomorrow you're going to see me probably 260, 265, 270, 270. I'm about to be stuffed like a pig, but on the way out, I'm not going to want to have it, and I'll be good without it for at least the foreseeable future. So, AJ, this should be a great time here in Pittsburgh. Lucky to be here. Can't wait for tomorrow morning. Thank you for traveling. Safe travels back to Ohio. And, yeah, let's enjoy the hell out of the greatest weekend of all time. Be your friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. Have a good one, boys.
You too.
You too, man. Feel the love of the city, dude.
Well, Rivers Casino could show a little bit more love.
Oh,
still number
good
one.
luck. Yeah, a lot of love still.
Six card 21s. The fuck out of my face. That changes. I'm not going to that casino.
Nope.
Team on me, team on 3. Have a great weekend. We love you. Thank you for allowing us to do this for a living. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Goodbye.